your savings account is robbing you blind. But don't worry, I found out a way how to make my money work for me in my sleep, and I can help you do the exact same thing. Now, this isn't no get rich quick scheme. This isn't no pyramid scheme. This isn't something just trust me situation. This is legit, and this is something that your every average day person can implement in their lives, and they can really get to a bag. This isn't a short-term play. It's a long-term play. There's a promo going on right now, so you definitely want to jump on it before the price goes up because this is too valuable. The link is in the description, and hey, let's get our money up. Let's get back to the video. What up, what up, what up? Welcome to another show, one of the dopest shows on YouTube where we talk about everything under the sun. As long as we get back to the money, real conversations, and real solutions. I'm your host, Courtney Edgar. Yeah. Listen. We got a couple of topics to cover today. We're gonna do a lot of breakdowns on what's going on with these ICE protests in LA. We're gonna break down relationships. We're gonna analyze, money. We're gonna do a lot of different things today. And so I need y'all to tap in with your boy, lock in with your boy, and we go ahead and get to it. You feel me? So before we lock in, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm, and make sure you hit the bell notification so that way you won't miss any more lives or any more posts that I post out, because I post every single day. You hear me? Every single day. Also, make sure you tap into the Patreon as well. That's where we're building. That's where we're growing. That's where we're building this extreme and huge community together. Everybody who's coming from different places, different backgrounds, we're building and growing together. So definitely tap in. And plus, I'm giving the game on the back end of how to grow this YouTube channel as well as other things that I'm venturing in as far as purchasing businesses as well, boring businesses, the things that I'm learning while I'm doing that, and the kind of negotiations that I'm going through as well. But I will be posting those later. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the first topic of the night. I want to go ahead and dive into this ICE protest, this anti-ICE protest that's going on in LA right now. I want to break this down and analyze this from a different perspective because these people are outrageous. So let's go ahead and dive in.
Again, with breaking news in downtown Los Angeles, thousands are marching as part of a day of action calling for an end of funding for ICE. And just in the last 30 minutes, things have taken a turn outside the federal building. This is a live look from Skyfox, and you see it becoming more and more chaotic. We want to welcome you to the Fox 11 News at 5 o'clock on Fox 11 Plus. I'm Marla Tejas, here for Christine Devine. In LA and across the U.S., a national shutdown in protest of ICE immigration enforcement. Fox 11's Christina Gonzalez. She's live in downtown LA where the turnout, it is massive and things are getting rowdy. Christina.
Definitely in the last half an hour. I had to put this down because they've been occasionally gassing the crowd. Let me show you what's going on over here at the detention center, the front of it. We've been here before. The crowd has amassed in this area. We got a few hundred people, and you might see that, there's some bottle throwing. They seem to be trying to get in. Every once in a while, you'll see gas going at the crowd and the crowd back up.
Y'all ain't got nothing else better to do. No, for real. There's real situations going on in the world. People with real life problems that's going on in the world. Instead of y'all out here protesting, why aren't y'all trying to figure out ways to help those immigrants, that may not necessarily be doing anything bad? Why aren't you trying to help them and create programs for them or create a fund so that way they can have the money in order to expedite the process of them becoming legal citizens? I don't understand this. I don't. This is so stupid.
Let me now show you to the other side. This is, again, the front of the group that you're looking at, a rather large group, but the more in-your-face group that is an offspring of what started today as a very peaceful situation. Let's go to that. Many heard the call for a national shutdown in downtown Los Angeles. No school, no work, no shopping.
For
School
real, Mary, all
organizers
the
in
money in Minnesota,
Minneapolis
huh?
calling for a nationwide day of action.
I am the grandson of someone who marched from Selma to Montgomery. And the only way you make change in this country is to get out there and protest.
And of course, this action here, there is just hundreds and hundreds of people.
Y'all notice how nobody, anytime somebody's protesting, it's always the government's fault. Nobody's actually putting forth any action to try to help these people that are in these, I guess, trying situations. But you want to march, you want to protest, you want to spend your money on signs and markers to draw up signs and all this extra stuff. But yet you refuse to try to come together to try to figure out how you can help the process for these people who are illegal immigrants. I'm not understanding. Mind your black business. Hey, I agree. I 110% agree. Mind your business. Mind your white business. Mind your black business. Mind your Hispanic business. If you aren't illegal and you're a legal citizen, mind your business. Mind your business, bro. It ain't got nothing to do with you. This ain't your fight. It's really not. It's not your fight. I get it. There are some people, oh, it's humility. It's nope. You're illegal. Now, if you want to help, figure out ways on the back end where you can help them out. Other than that, this protesting ain't gonna cut it, bro.
It is stifling through the crowd. It starts out like a rally and pretty much just people gathering. And it is by no means the only of these events happening in Southern California. Skyfox over the downtown rally, pretty huge. But also they were over this one in Woodland Hills, another one in Santa Monica, this group here in Pasadena, another one in Burbank, and on the ground in Studio City, students rallying on the corner of Laurel Canyon and Ventura. In downtown, more students from East LA.
Everyone here is related to an immigrant. If your family is okay, you don't care. But until your family's gone, everything breaks down for you.
Some businesses closing down, like Stronghold climbing down Jim and Echo Park, where the owner tells Fox 11.
It's personal. It's our city. It's like, and we're angry. And of course we're angry because we're being overrun by thugs.
Other businesses like North Hollywood's Tejano planning to open, supporting the protest with donations. Still, there were plenty of people doing shopping at markets, coffee shops. And this man continued cleaning bus stops in North Hollywood.
Look at that.
And horseshoers in Pacoima say,
look at that, minding their own business. They working
as much as they wanted to join those who could.
Look, you see the difference between the two. They out here working. They're minding their own business. They getting to their money, while everybody out here in the streets doing nothing, just screaming, yelling, crying, and fussing, and putting up signs, and ain't got shit else going on. My guy, A.R. Smitty, what's up with you, big dog? I appreciate you, fam. I appreciate you. I've been reading the super chats in a hot minute, dog. I appreciate you. This is crazy.
Like this woman with her daughters, who says that little one holding the Stop Killing People sign is the same baby strapped to her chest in this photo at a protest 8 years ago.
I always tell my children to stand up for what's right.
Don't you get afraid for them sometimes? I mean, these things can get crazy.
It only really gets crazy when they tell people to go home and they don't go home.
And back here live, we're giving you a picture from the ground and what it looks like from the air to give you a good sense of what's happening here. No, to the woman's point, we have not had an order of dispersal here. We have not seen LAPD or any local authority, but at the same time, as you can see the crowd, there's been some bottle throwing. There's definitely some attempts to get a lot closer to the detention center doors that I think they want them to be. We've been gassed a couple of times. I do expect this to continue in that kind of mode for some time. We'll have to see what happens. I'm Christina Gonzalez live at the detention center. Back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Christina, we want to stay with the shot because it's pretty riveting at this point. We're seeing the flags being waved, Mexican flags, of course, down below among those. And then we're seeing law enforcement with their shields up. We see a whole lot of debris strewn about. This is from the Skyfox vantage point. Christina, when you say that you've been gassed, is that by fellow protesters out there, or is that from law enforcement?
No. A couple of times, law enforcement, federal officials have tried to move the crowd away from getting too close to the door. And so they throw some gas at them so to move them back, and then move them back, and then they come back in. The bottles that you see on the ground have come from the ground. They periodically start throwing stuff at them, and then they stop for a while. This is the dance.
Oh, so they throwing stuff too. I thought it was supposed to be a peaceful protest. I thought it was supposed to be a peaceful protest. That's what I thought. But you throwing stuff. They can be looked at as assault. But yet, they're innocent. They're innocent civilians. Now, I'm not saying all of them are out there throwing stuff, but there are select few out there that's throwing stuff. They're out there doing. I'm telling you. They tell us to open our eyes and see what's going on. We look and see what's going on. We can see with our own eyes. Regardless of what they're saying on the news, we can see with our own eyes what's going on out here. This is crazy.
As it were, that happened.
Yeah, this is LA.
I will tell you that speaking to the organizers of the original rally today, this was not part of what they had in mind. They wanted to stay in front of City Hall. They knew there were going to be groups coming here, and these things are very organic. So you see what happens generally as the sun goes down, and the majority of the families and the people who were here, I'm talking about hundreds of people, they have left. Some of them remain, but little by little we do see people leaving, and a different type of crowd, no less vocal, no less emotional about it, no less hard feeling about it, but ready to be a little bit more in your face, much more active about it. At the same time, I got to tell you, a couple of federal vehicles have been able to get in and out.
Democracy needs our rage. See how she highlighted it in red, our rage.
Without problem, which I thought there was going to be a problem, and that's a credit to them.
The federal vehicles that you're mentioning, did they carry inside detainees?
No, we didn't. They were just the federal vehicles bringing in people. This has not gotten to the proportions. We have not seen anybody brought in. As a matter of fact, as long as we've been here, this has been going on and off for the last couple of hours. And, we'll see what happens. Eventually, hopefully, it will not get to the point that you see a couple of people moving back. We might be now, okay. They start hearing noise and people start moving back because there's a certain sound to when they start using the less than lethal. But I haven't seen any gas in the last half hour or so.
I think I may have seen a flash or something.
We'll have to see what happens.
Shot. Okay, and we do, note we're seeing.
And then that's the point, though. You're right. No, you correct. Nobody claimed to be peaceful. You're right. Nobody claimed to be peaceful. But guess what? There's consequences when you aren't peaceful. Is it not? So with that, there shouldn't be any outrage. If you decide to have a peaceful protest and just protest peacefully, there won't be any issues. But when you decide to have rage and you decide to take action, guess what happens? You fuck around and find out. That's what happens. When you fuck with federal agents, guess what? You find out. Make it make sense.
A lot of politically correct signs, if you will, without obscenities.
I'm pretty sure they might be getting paid. I'm 100% sure they probably are.
Side of the aisle you stand on, but I just want to.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Viewers, if you do see some profanity, it can be a little difficult in a fluid situation like that. So just take that for what it's worth. Christina, the turning point when this went from calm to more chaotic, is it simply because it's now 5 o'clock, the sun will be setting soon, or was there a pivotal moment that changed the vibe?
No, I think what happened is a lot of people decided that there was a big march that we had started here, and a lot of people went to East LA, and that large group decided to go towards Boyle Heights. some of the groups stayed here at about
Nah, this
4
ain't got nothing to
o'clock,
do
as
with
it
martial
usually
law.
happens when it starts getting darker. People started to go home, and the
It's
crowd.
helping clean. It's supposed to be helping clean up the streets. That's what's supposed to be going on. But when you got your mayor and your governor going against the grain and not allowing your police to police the people for the city like they're supposed to be fucking doing, you know, keeping the peace, that's when things become an outrage. ICE is there for one specific reason. They're not there to do anything else. They're there for the illegal criminal immigrants. That's who they are there for. But when you got individuals like these protesters out here, when they're impeding, when they're agitating, when they're getting in the way of what they're supposed to be doing, when they're supposed to be doing their job that the president told them to go do, when you get in the way of that, it becomes an issue. Again, why don't we hear this happening in Memphis? Because this ain't only happening in Minnesota. This isn't only happening in Chicago. It's happening in LA, happening in a lot of different places. But for some reason, we only hear about it. We only heard about it in Minnesota, and we hear a lot about it in LA with all these protests going on. Why is that? Why is that? Is it because it's a sanctuary city?
To change a little bit.
I wish this is one thing I did. I remember I was on Instagram, right? And I was telling somebody, it was like, well, Trump is a pedophile and all this extra stuff, right? I said, listen, until you can prove with hardcore evidence, I'm talking hardcore, irrefutable evidence, and he gets indicted, he goes to jail. Until that happens, I'm not calling nobody anything. I'm not just going to call somebody a fascist because I don't like them. I'm not going to call somebody a racist just because I don't like them. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to judge somebody on the court of public opinion. I'm not going to do that. I'm not like y'all. And Linda, you sound Lindsay, you sound just as dumb. You sound just as dumb. You sound just as dumb. Well, first of all, Hood, I need you to spell correctly. No, I didn't, Lindsay, but go ahead.
That is when, this started to get a little bit more active this way.
You say so, Lindsay.
And, apologies from my end as well. We're trying to do what we can. We don't want to have signs that are offensive to people who may be watching. If you're at home and you have your kids at home, keep in mind that we can only do what we can do.
Absolutely.
The same thing with people screaming in the background. So, but our apologies. Now, I don't know if you can see because you have a better view right now than me from the helicopter, actually, if you have it, but I do see a group of people kind of approaching, and when you start seeing the umbrellas go up and you start seeing certain kinds of things happen in the crowd, it's like somebody's getting ready for something in there. Right. I'm not in there. You see, I don't know if you see.
Go ahead.
The interesting
we'll see.
part
We'll have
from
to see what
Skyfox,
happens.
Christina, if I can just jump in, is the crowd has.
You don't need to announce. You don't need to announce that you blocked me. I really don't care. You act like I give a fuck.
Wait, who is this nigga? That's how I feel listening to this, man.
Certainly been pushed back. I don't know if they voluntarily, it didn't take a lot of coaxing, it seems, because now there is quite a bit of distance ultimately, except for a few of those protesters who do stand pretty close to the shielded officers right there at the entranceway. And one in particular, when we had a close-up shot, was holding a combo flag of Mexico and the United States.
Yes, and I don't know if you can see they're beginning to throw bottles again. And I just saw a guy come in with some barricades, a protester, and he's holding 2 or 3 barricades under his arm. He's making his way into the middle of the crowd. What that usually means is that they're going to set them up between themselves and the officers.
Prove it,
And
Bonnie.
eventually, to protect themselves and to throw them at them. That's usually what happens. At least that's what I have seen in the past. So they're definitely getting ready for an escalation at some point. And hopefully nobody will get hurt here.
And is it fair to say that collectively, those out there, and it may not be every single person, but ultimately the goal here is to abolish ICE or defund?
True,
The
Funky.
people I talk to would like to see both. A lot of them would like to see at least some kind of defunding. What they would like most
Defunding of what?
everybody that
Defunding of what? Defunding of what? ICE? For what? Because y'all feel some type of way? Because y'all been getting along this far, because Biden been letting y'all ass in droves, and now all of a sudden when somebody steps in and say, nah, big dog, you gotta come in the correct way, all of a sudden now we want to defund. Bro, man, if y'all gonna sit the fuck down somewhere, bro, I swear. I literally just did a live stream on what's going on out here in Arizona. There was just a shooting with the Border Patrol officer and in an illegal immigrant who was trafficking. He was trafficking illegals over here to the United States. They got in the shootout. He got caught up. Buddy was getting paid, I believe, in between $8,000 to $14,000 per person. Per person, fam. Per person. Just to traffic these individuals into the United States. But y'all say, oh, what about they're just going after the innocent ones? No, they're not. It's the ones that's supposedly supposed to be innocent. They're the ones that's getting in the way of them doing their job. This is crazy. Yeah, bro. Both of them. Over here in AZ, bro. It just happened. I think it was Tuesday, I believe. I think it happened just this past Tuesday. It just happened. There was a there was a shootout. Exactly, Funky, exactly.
That's what we're doing. People are telling us that they are gassing people over here to the right. And thank you. Let's see if we can get some of that now.
I don't need to listen to the victims, Bonnie, because at the end of the day, anybody can claim to be a victim when there ain't shit going on. How many times have we seen somebody claim something happened to them when it ain't really happened? Listen, when there's irrefutable evidence that nobody can deny, then we can have a discussion. Until that happens, until we see Trump as get put in handcuffs and sent to jail, then we can have a discussion. Until that, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not calling nobody anything that I don't have irrefutable evidence on or hardcore evidence. I'm not doing it. I don't care what a victim says. I don't care what anybody says. Because why? I think for myself. I'm not gonna listen to what the news says and say, oh, well, he's a pedophile. No. I know how to sit back and wait for the hardcore evidence to come out, and then it's like, damn, that's crazy. Because I'm not saying he's guilty or he's innocent, but I'm not going to sit here and just judge somebody on the court of a public opinion. I'm not going to do that. Just because you want to do that, because you probably have a disdain for him already. So anything negative that's said about him already, you already going to say, you know what? I'm going to go with that. I believe it too. I believe it because I can't stand Trump. I can't. I hate his guts. But just a minute ago, before he decided to become president, everybody loved him. Everybody loved him before he decided to become a Republican. They loved him when he was a Democrat. They had everything good to say about him. Everybody wanted to be cool with him. Come on, bro. Come on, man. Y'all some fair weather fans. Y'all fair weather. Y'all fair weather.
Smoke. Yes, we have a clear view.
So, okay, so that they're beginning to try to push them back. And the situation, to your question earlier, I think what they would like to see is to stop seeing images of what looks like ICE officers abusing people out on the streets. That's the least of what they'd like to see. A lot of people would to see the stop of all actions by ICE. They would like them to stop going through their neighborhoods, arresting people who are here just because they're here illegally. A lot of people talked about that. One thing that surprised me is there were a lot of middle-class folks from the Orange County area, for example, the kinds of people, not right now, but earlier, that I think those images, what they are seeing happening, you know, around the country, it's beginning to make a difference. One after another and after another, whether they're right or wrong, whoever is right or wrong, and I'm not going to even attempt, no matter what, those images are beginning to make an impact on that middle of the road human being, that middle class voter that perhaps voted for Trump. And is saying, well, wait a minute, this is not what I signed up for. I don't, you know, even as some admit that some of the protesters get in the faces of the officers, and you know, we could go back and forth in that, but those images, I will tell you, are making a difference, because a lot of the people who came here that I have not seen in these crowds before are saying that's what drew them here.
Yeah, so in other words, they are taking umbrage with the Trump policy of immigration enforcement. Some would argue, would say that, and we're looking live at it, I don't know if this was what sort of a structure this is here, but we're seeing protesters knock something over right here in front of the loading dock, and they were successful in doing so, whatever that was. They just physically knocked something over. This is from Sky Fox, Christina, just for your knowledge.
Now, guess what? They're going to have to spend more money to get all that shit fixed that y'all up here complaining about. Well, y'all so dumb. Y'all some dummies. Y'all some dummies.
What I was saying was...
Yeah, I'm outside that...
No, go ahead.
I can't see that point of view because I'm right outside.
There you go. There it is. There it is. There it is. BS, the women who have already provided proof. You obviously don't have a female in your life who can relate to assault. Trump admits what he's done. He doesn't care. Cry me a river, man. Cry me a river. When he's in jail, when they put them cuffs on him, then we can have a conversation. Until then, all that don't really care for. I don't. So guess what you can do? Shut up! Exactly.
So I can't, you have a better view from a helicopter than me. I see the edge of what you're talking about, yeah.
And I was just getting into over the weekend after the
Coach?
Preddy shooting death, Trump seemingly backing off, or at least lessening the tone of how he was going about, the administration was going about immigration enforcement. Obviously, this is a nationwide event that's happening today, and in fact, you know, eventually we will get.
Man, if you don't sit the hell down, Bonnie,
it's not just
Bonnie,
here in Los Angeles.
Bonnie, you bugging now.
Christina,
bugging,
about the gas that is being. Go ahead.
You definitely wow.
Tear gas. Yes, as a matter of fact, I was just going to tell you, I see
why you gotta be so mean.
Officers from the back here coming out. We'll see what happens, but they may be bringing out some more tear gas, and so they may be beginning to move this crowd.
You saying I don't know nothing because I don't agree with you. That's why you saying I don't know anything, because I don't agree with you. That's the difference. See the difference between you and I is that I don't have to throw any attacks at you. I can just tell you to shut up. Or I can just go back and forth and I can just disagree with you. But see, these are the emotions that you have running through you right now. I don't have any emotions running through me right now. I'm just talking to have a conversation. It's the difference between you and I.
About it. You know, I think the line that somebody said to me today that made me think, again, I'm not going to get political or take a side.
The fact that I even told you, I said, listen, I'm not going to judge somebody in the court of public opinion. I'm not going to do that. I would have to wait until irrefutable evidence. I don't know why I got to keep saying that to you. Irrefutable evidence that proves otherwise. When he got the handcuffs on him, clean, his ass going into the jail. Going into the jail. Then we can have a conversation. But for somehow the emotions that's running through your mind and your body right now, you can't seem to respect that. You can't seem to understand that. I can respect your take. I can say, listen, bro, even though I disagree with you, I can say, you know what? I hear you. I feel you. But yet, you got it. I respect that you're gonna stand 10 toes on what you believe, but understand something. I disagree with you. Simple as that. But hey, do your thing, man. Do your thing.
On this, but for some of those people, what they said was this: when
Facts,
cruelty
Canadian.
becomes normal on my television screen, then kindness looks radical.
Okay, Bonnie Kirkland.
And that, there's a thought. You know, this is from a middle class person.
Right.
That is not, you know, has never been to a protest and has never been in any of this. When people like that are saying things like that, the administration may want to listen to, you know, to them. I don't know.
Are you finding
that's just a better
that
way to do the job visually?
Are you finding that the vast majority of those in downtown Los Angeles today are from the greater
let's
LA
see what
area?
Who we got next?
Oh no, we had people here
Let's go
from
to the
all
next.
over.
Let's go to the next. Let's see what Let's see what angle CNN got for us. Let's see the angle CNN got.
From, you know.
Breaking news out of Los Angeles, where the FBI says it is investigating clashes between law enforcement and demonstrators. These clashes began Friday when crowds gathered around federal law enforcement officers carrying.
Hey, nah, man. listen, nah, fam. I gotta have it. I gotta have the pinky up. You feel me?
Out immigration raids in that area, and today,
right
now, we're seeing police using tear gas and flashbangs to clear the crowds. California Assemblymember Jose Luis Salache, who witnessed what was unfolding there, is joining us now on the phone. Assemblyman, thank you so much for being here with us. I know you represent the area, Paramount, where we've been seeing some of this happen. Explain to us, describe to us what you saw today.
Correct. I've been here since 9 a.m. When we first saw the agents drive up to my community, I was actually on the freeway with one of the vans from Border Patrol. And then I did a U-turn type of situation. I followed them, and they were here in my community. There were 7 agents waiting to open their vans. Throughout the morning, there's about 60 different vehicles I've driven in there. 25 of them plus are Border Patrol logo vehicles, and then about 30 plus vehicles were unmarked vehicles, SUVs. And right now, I'm here in with my community. There's about 60 Border Patrol agents. They're there with guns. They're there, they're having a staging process. Of course, communities out here strong, opposing these raids in our community in Los Angeles. I represent this district, and our community is strongly here opposing this.
And we're looking at live video while you're talking. I see a lot of smoke. There were some small fires, it looked like. In the distance from where we're looking at on this video, we can see people who appear to be gathered together, and we're seeing some sort of agents as well. We had a spokesperson from DHS saying that that these protesters were in a sense violent, that's what they're trying to push back against. Has that been your experience?
There's definitely a variety of demonstrators. I have to be objective here, and there's some people that are, of course, are angry or passionate about why the agents are here. And you have a variety of folks that obviously are here peacefully, and there are people who are a little more aggressive, and that's just being objective. But of course, community is upset of why they're even here in our community.
Right.
And I represent a very high immigrant, high undocumented community in my district, which we're proud of the work that we all contribute to this country. These are not criminals. These are people that are hardworking people that are contributing. And of course, that's what people are angry about. You're going to come and you're doing raids and looking for people that are at their workplace, at contributing to this country, and they're not criminals.
Oh,
that's what people are upset about.
Oh, they out there popping them with paintball guns. Pink, 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 pink. Oh, buddy got paintball guns waiting. They waiting for him. Pink, pink, pink.
Including myself.
And it's 2:02 there, Los Angeles time.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Ted Coach Ralph. A lot of these, you know what pisses me off? A lot of people they got this fake outrage, bro. They got this fake humility as if they're so highly moral. I mean, get the fuck out of here. I don't believe half of y'all. Half of those people that's out there protesting right now, I don't believe half of them. I don't believe half of them. And they be the main ones in their own city fucking up the whole goddamn city. But you're supposed to love the city that you live in. and you out there fucking it up. Come on, man. And y'all call that peaceful. Man, all right.
You're where you are. How long do you expect this to go on? Does it appear that this is going to continue?
I made my own calls to, of course, the governor's office, to folks that we need to de-escalate this. They need to send these people home so that our community can go home and stop this. And we need to de-escalate the situation because people are upset.
I beg your finest pardon. You say, yeah, you're ghetto. Well, first of all, you use the word, you use your wrong. But your ghetto ass on talk shit now. What? On talk shit now. You said I'll be your damn high mighty high class necklace on drinking whiskey and talking shit. You're what? Listen. Hey, calm down. Pay attention to what you're typing so that we can understand what it is that you're actually saying. Calm down. Calm down. Matter of fact, how about you go have a drink so you can calm your nerves a little bit, because you getting a little antsy. Getting a little antsy right now. You too jittery. You trying to hurry up and get it out. Listen, if you want me, listen, I promise you, if you really want me to start pulling up everything that you say, just go ahead and put one in the super chat.
I don't know how long it's going to be here. I came here since 9 a.m. myself with community, and they've been standing their stage there. And we've seen throughout the morning different vehicles leaving the facility. And so we have a feeling that they're doing raids throughout the LA, Los Angeles area.
And we have word now that the FBI is investigating what's going on.
That's the thing, Pete. All of this shit is a distraction. All of this is a distraction because as soon as this shit came up, Nick Shirley, as soon as he did all of that, guess what? We haven't heard anything else. We haven't heard anything else about the fraud. We haven't heard, there hadn't been any talks about it. Nobody's talking about it. They're talking about all these protests to distract you what's going on over there in Minnesota. That was the reason all of this shit jumped off in the first place. But they don't want to have that conversation because now they want to talk about, we want to talk about Alex Preedy. We want to talk about Renee Good, the ones who was the agitators, right? The agitators. We want to talk about them. The ones who aren't peacefully protesting, right? The ones who are impeding on their federal investigations, right? We want to talk about that. That's what they want to talk about. They don't want to go back over here and talk about what Tim Walz and them doing, how the mayor, how Frey is over there allowing all this fraud shit to go over there in his city. They don't want to talk about that. But I digress. And got the do-rag on, the chain on, drinking the yike. And his pinky on, living ghetto fabulous. Listen, the only reason, look, to be 110% honest, bro, the only reason I still have my do-rag on is because I do the wash method. You know, after I cut my hair, I got to do the wave. You know what I'm saying? I'm focusing and training on the waves, man. That's the only reason I got my do-rag on. Other than that, I would have it off. I wouldn't even have my do-rag on right now. But I was like, nah, I done already did the wash method. I done put the wave grease in it. I'm good, so I'm just going to let the do-rag rock out. That's it. That's the only reason. They should just defund those states, put Border Patrol on the border of sanctuary states. Yeah, I agree.
Seen any FBI agents or anyone like that where you are?
Not as of now. Again, I've seen Border Patrol vests and uniforms that they're wearing. The agents.
Home Depot
with gas, and of course, they've been gassing people to get close to them. Anytime that vehicles leave the facility or the parking lot, they throw they're gassing people so they can move away from the area, and so these vehicles leave the premises.
And how
I have not seen anyone from the FBI here yet.
Yeah, how often would you say you're hearing these flashbangs or seeing this tear gas deployed?
It's been throughout the morning. To be honest with you, I actually was close to them, just monitoring the situation. I was affected myself earlier because they were shooting toward the area where I was standing. Of course, I ran through that, and it was the first time I ever got gas in my eyes, and of course, the coughing. So it's my first time experiencing it. It's not a good feeling.
And have you seen anyone be detained or arrested?
We did see about 4 people that were arrested that were demonstrators. They were on this side of the fence demonstrating. Again, I can't justify why they were being detained, but obviously they were demonstrating against the agents being here physically in our community.
Yeah. And again, just to underscore what you were saying, it sounds like, based on your description, that the demonstrators that are gathering range in peaceful demonstrators to some who are being more aggressive, who are physically pushing back.
They've been upset. I've seen that they get closer to the agents, of course, right? So of course the agents are doing their part to show their part, right?
Exactly.
But people are demonstrating, and there's a lot of peaceful demonstration. But there are people that obviously are just upset, and they're showing their anger through that. I have encouraged people through my social media to please be peaceful as they're demonstrating. Do not use violence. That's not what we want to do. We don't want to add to their narrative. We want to make sure that people are demonstrating. We live in a democratic process where people can express their feelings and how they're feeling.
Yeah, exactly. That's perfectly fine. Do your protest. It ain't gonna help nothing, but do your protest. But the moment that you start to get violent, the moment that you start to get outside yourself, and because you're so angry, you're so emotional, you can't control those emotions inside, and you decide to put your hands on a federal agent, guess what? You might have to feel something hot. You might feel something hot in your body. Not saying that. Listen. Y'all gotta understand, bro. Y'all gotta understand. I know a lot of y'all on the outside looking in. Oh, well, you should be able to have better control over yourself than that. Listen. At the end of the day, regardless of how trained they are, they still are human beings. If they feel the slightest bit, look at what happened to Ilhan Omar. Even though old buddy was shooting out, even though old buddy shot out some apple cider vinegar, we don't know what that was. We don't know what that could have been. So to allow somebody to get within your bubble of who you are, get in your bubble, even if you are a federal agent. Listen, bro, if you 6 feet, if I can touch you, I can put my hands on you, you too close. Get back. And if you even look like you about to do something, I'm on your ass. Simple as that. But for the people who've never been in situations like that before, they wouldn't understand it. They wouldn't understand that. They just look at it, oh my God, you should know better. You're a police officer, you're an ICE agent, you should have the training of it. Go to the one. How about you go sign up to be an ICE agent? I guarantee you won't have the same sentiment. I guarantee you won't. Matter of fact, go take your ass to basic training. Oh, go to the police force. I guarantee you will not have the same sentiment that you have today. Guarantee you wouldn't. No, better yet, how about this? Go get in the fight. Go get in the fight in the streets. I guarantee you won't have the same sentiment. Guarantee you won't.
Of course, do it in a peaceful manner.
Yeah. And just again, to underscore, as we're talking to you, we're looking at live video. And look, there's a lot of law enforcement there.
Exactly.
Just the posture that we're seeing from law enforcement in your neighborhood.
All right, let's go to MSNBC. Let's see what they got to say about this.
Trump immigration authorities launched a series of targeted raids throughout the city of Los Angeles today. And tonight, a massive protest is taking place outside the LA headquarters of ICE. NBC News political and national correspondent Jacob Soboroff is there, and he joins us now. Jacob, I had just gotten a text breaking news notification in the New York Times about this protest, which seems to be quite large. What's going on?
Let me show you, Chris. So these are two protests converging at the same time here. I want to show you this one that's coming from the Metropolitan Detention Center, which is the jail that is run by the federal government, the county and the federal government downtown LA. It's converging with this protest that's coming over here. Scott Killian, why don't you walk with me? Chris, what happened here today in Los Angeles, I think, is the worst nightmare for so many people who live here. You know, Los Angeles is a largely so-called minority majority city. There are just as many people of color here as there are white people. And in fact, 10% of the population of Los Angeles County, come with me, which is one of the largest counties, the largest by population in the United States, is undocumented. There could be as many as 1 million undocumented people who live here in Los Angeles. And what you saw today and what all of these people are protesting is large-scale immigration enforcement raids. What you're looking at on the left-hand side of your screen is this protest from the sky. The helicopters are directly above me. You saw, I'm sorry for the noise, but you saw tactical officers on things like Bearcat vehicles, flashbang grenades on the city streets of Los Angeles, which largely felt like, as some people described in local media, that the military was on the streets of Los Angeles. Historically, the Los Angeles Police Department does not cooperate with immigration enforcement.
Look at this joker out here. Look at this dude right here, bro. Look at this dude behind him. What he doing out there? What he doing out there? This ain't your fight, man. Go home. Go home, dog. This ain't your fight, bro. Buddy right here, what kind of, you got that purple and gold on? This ain't your fight, bro. Go home, fam. Go home, dog.
Efforts. The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department does not cooperate with immigration enforcement efforts. But when you have got ICE in Los Angeles showing up reportedly at Home Depot, where many undocumented people go to get work as day laborers, you know the National Day Laborer Organizing Network well. Many of those people responded in the wake of the fires here in Los Angeles. When you've got ICE showing up outside of places like schools, it quite literally is striking fear into the heart of people all throughout this community. And it is, I think it's fair to say, the worst fear of so many people here who live in Los Angeles and who have heard President Trump threaten that they would do this. But when this day comes on a Friday morning,
here's a bigger question though. How come nobody's talking about all the girls who got unalived by these illegal immigrants? How come they aren't protesting that? Why aren't they having that conversation? Why aren't they having that conversation? The Lake and Riley's, huh? How come they ain't having that conversation? Why aren't they protesting for that? But they mad. They mad because ICE is there to remove those individuals, those type of individuals who killed the Lake and Riley's, right? They're trying to get there to get them out of there, to send them back to where they come from. But yet they want to protest them being there. Make it make sense to me. Make it make sense.
Stretches into a Friday afternoon. People in Los Angeles are mobilizing and they are very upset. You have Cheerla here, one of the big NGOs here that fights on behalf of immigrant rights. Everybody is out today because obviously this is not to be tolerated by these folks here on the streets of Los Angeles, Chris.
Yeah, and just to be clear here, my understanding of these raids today, these were just workplace. It wasn't like there was some list of people who they suspected were dangerous or guilty of crimes. We've seen more and more of these basically workplace raids, like show up to a place where people are employed and doing a job and go in, right? That was my understanding of what these raids were today.
That's exactly right, Chris. One was in the fashion district here, just around the corner on Alameda Street, down Alameda Street in downtown Los Angeles. Another one of them was basically, if anybody knows MacArthur Park, at a Home Depot near MacArthur Park. But the big worry here, obviously, is these collateral arrests. And we have heard statements now from the Los Angeles Unified School District, from the Los Angeles Police Department, from the mayor of Los Angeles, from many of the 15 members of the Los Angeles City Council, basically condemning these raids because of what they do to the ordinary person in Los Angeles, which is instill a massive amount of fear. I was talking to a young woman just a few minutes ago who I lost her in the crowd, but her name was Erica Perez. She said her mother was just deported earlier in the week after Erica Perez, has been a fight.
Unemployment fraud, getting paid under the table. That's exactly what that is. But hey, but they out there protesting for something else. They out there protesting for something else. You screaming about wages. You hooping and hollering about wages. But yet a lot of the illegal immigrants are getting paid under the table. But y'all out here fighting for them. Listen, bro, do your thing. Do your thing, bro. Do your thing. Do your thing. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for that algorithm, and make sure you hit the bell notification. Listen, let me read the super chat real quick.
Where the money at? Who it is?
All right, shout out to my dog, A.R. Smitty, for the good old 20 ball, man. He says when the mainstream media is behind your movement, it's not resistance. That's a fact, homie. I appreciate you. Appreciate you for the super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Listen, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm, and make sure you hit the bell notification. And also, make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned in the comments. So let me read some of these comments real quick before we move on to the next topic. This is debate. Said ICE shithole liberal city. Most of the people that are arresting and detained are peaceful, hardworking people. Yeah, that's cap. Well, where's that evidence at? I want to see the evidence. Savage Game. Where's that evidence that's showing that the people that are getting arrested are the ones that's actually legal and the ones who are abiding by the law? 9 times out of 10, if they do get caught up in it, they get let go. It's basically a catch and release. They're like, oh, okay, but if they are illegal though, they sending them back, regardless if they aren't doing anything wrong. If they aren't criminals, the key word here is illegal. Illegal. Do you think that a police officer is still gonna arrest you even though he caught you stealing candy inside the gas station? Even though it's it's illegal, but it's harmful. You just stole a Snickers. So you still expect them to let you go, or is it still considered illegal to steal? Come on, man. They are paid by the government. This light, you don't pay your taxes, jail time. Facts. Same people who are at the top. What is that AI? What is that AI slop? Your mama did. Your mama did it for me. That's what it is. The AI game strong. What a AI. I'm telling you, that AI game is crazy, ain't it? Illegals are very literally paid to come here by the government. If you walk into your house and someone on your couch, but they didn't commit a crime, do they go? Exactly. That don't make it make sense to me. If I get pulled over, even as a white male, I need to hand over my ID. Facts. They've deported over 30 American soldiers, U.S. veterans, 130 citizens by mistake. That's cap. Where's that evidence at? Show me that evidence. Show me that evidence. Do you get pepper sprayed with bear mace for stealing a Snickers? Well, if you try to resist arrest, you probably will. If you decided to go in there while there's an investigation going on and you decide to steal a Snickers while there's an investigation going on inside the store, you might get pepper sprayed. It might get a little aggressive because you weren't supposed to be in there in the first fucking place. Kind of sense you making, bro. They deported over 30. I already read that. They'll pull you over just like anyone else, bro. Yes, they'll pull who over? They're not gonna pull me over. I live in Arizona. We're right by the fucking border. So I haven't been pulled over. Who they gonna pull over? Oh, that's because I'm minding my own fucking business. That's why. Listen, let's move on to this next topic. Let's talk about Officer Tatum. Officer Tatum went on to the Piers Morgan show to talk about what happened with Ilhan Omar, talking about these protests and what's going on. And boy, listen, he was cooking. I ain't gonna hold you. He was cooking. Some people may disagree, but I think he was cooking. But so we're gonna go ahead and dive into it. Let's go ahead and rock the book out my dog.
Not been harmless, had it been acid or something else, then maybe she could have been very seriously hurt or dead. Now, Brandon, what has concerned me about this is that from Donald Trump, and I think you have intimated this too, there's an immediate position by people on the MAGA right that because you don't like Ilhan Omar, that she somehow has staged this, it's not real, it didn't happen the way people think it did, this guy was a plant, and so on. And again, it comes back to what I sense is a complete eradication of basic humanity. There ought to be parameters between left and right where we can just agree when something like that happens, we all say this is terrible and shouldn't be happening.
Pierce, there's no jump to conclusion. I don't care about none of these people. They don't pay my bills. I don't have to say anything about Ilhan Omar. I don't really care about her. But the bottom line, and Donald Trump don't pay my bills either. But the bottom line is that I'm looking at this impartially. I don't know what anybody said. I saw the video, and it does not look consistent with someone trying to assault another person, which means I have never in my life seen a person get up, spray something out of syringe at someone's chest. It happened to be nothing, inert, and then she comes after him. You didn't see her back away from him. You didn't see her shy away from him. You didn't see any of that
Brandon,
nature.
you would
and
say
the guy didn't even resist.
Brandon, you would say Brandon, you would say the complete opposite if that was a Republican congressman.
That's not true.
Brandon, is the guy going to jail just for fun?
Like that's not true.
Is the guy going to jail just for fun? Is that part of the show? I just want to hear a little bit more about this theory.
Listen,
no, please, just 1 second. Just a question. I want to hear more about this theory. That guy.
I'm giving you the elements.
Is he going to jail for show? He's going to jail.
I'm giving you elements of why this looks strange to me.
Okay, so why do you think he's going to jail? Is it for show? Is he like Antifa? Is this
make sure you like the live? I'm sorry,
wizard?
my bad, y'all. What I was saying was I already saw. I said send the link. I read all your messages, Seven Gator. If you want me to go look at it, I don't mind doing the research, but send me the link. You continuously keep typing the same shit. Send the link. I already read your shit, so I'm not gonna read the same thing over and over again.
Listen, was there anything in the syringe? It was inert. There was nothing poisonous. There was no pepper spray. There was nothing in the syringe.
I'm asking you why you think he's going to jail for this.
He sprays her with the syringe in the chest. She goes after him. If you're afraid of somebody spraying you with a chemical agent, you're not going to pursue them. He resisted not one bit.
Exactly.
He goes to the ground. She said
exactly. So I'm not going to look it up because, again, you don't have the link to show me. If you have a link, put it in the chat. But if you don't have a link, I'm not going to sit here and listen to you just because you said it, my guy or my girl, whatever you are, or whatever you describe yourself as, right? So, again, you just talking just to be talking. If you can't provide a link, then shut the fuck up.
Yes.
So you don't believe it, do you, Brandon? You don't believe it?
I don't think that this was. I think this was staged. I don't know if it was true or not.
Can I ask a question here? Can I ask a question?
Okay.
What if Alex Preddy had sprayed a liquid onto this ICE officer? Would you have Brandon? Would you have said that there was no threat at all?
Aggravated. It'd be aggravated assault.
And you would have supported executing him.
No,
and just like you would have supported.
No, that wouldn't have been justification. That wouldn't have been justification for the ICE agent to react. But merely holding a phone, merely holding.
Bad nigga. Like, bro, why do you have to announce? Listen, let me jump in real quick. I don't care about you announcing your exit. I don't care. I'm not begging you to be here. If you want to be here, cool. You can disagree with me all day. That's fine. But if you're gonna leave. I don't care. Like, what they gonna do? What they gonna do to me? How does that affect me in any kind of way? Where does that affect me? If you continuously keep saying something in the chat and you want me to acknowledge it, put the link. If you don't have a link to provide and you just want to continue to keep talking, then just keep talking in the chat and I won't acknowledge it. But bruh, y'all crazy as fuck. We gonna continue to keep growing. This platform is gonna continue to keep building. It's gonna continue to keep growing. All right. So whether you're here or not, don't matter. Go on about your business.
Using a phone is justification to react.
Who said that it's justified for somebody to spray something? We're talking about a specific incident where a man had a gun. They had a reason to believe that he was armed and
He had a gun in his holster. He was holding a phone. He was holding a phone.
Can we talk about masculinity for a second, Piers? I'd like to talk about masculinity for a second.
On him.
I would too.
Have a gun on him?
I would too.
Did he not have a gun on? Have you ever done law enforcement? Any one of you emasculated men on a thing? Have you ever done law enforcement?
Brandon, I can field this one for you. I'm happy to take this. Thank you for that.
Why are we? Why
Can
are
I
they
talk?
emasculated?
Have you ever had to use
Can I
force
talk,
and make a
Pierce?
split-second decision?
Apparently,
of a
Pierce,
life or death
we're
situation?
emasculated because we're not bootlickers for ICE agents who want to kill somebody.
When you can judge
Brandon.
somebody on use of force.
Apparently we're emasculated because we're not in support of six guys jumping on and murdering.
You guys have literally sold past half of our inventory in pre-order.
We're emasculated because we're not bootlickers for ICE agents who want to kill somebody.
When you can judge
Brandon.
Apparently we're emasculated because we're not in support of six guys jumping on and murdering a nurse.
There's a use of force.
You're a real man, Brandon. Hey, Brandon, you're a real man because you can defend six full-grown men unloading a clip into a nurse.
Hang on, please. Hang on. We can't hear you when you all talk. When you all talk at once, nobody hears any of you. Tim.
Yeah. So I have a couple of things on this question of whether I've been an officer. This appeal to authority. I haven't, but you know who has? The chief of police of Minneapolis.
The
chief of police of Minneapolis. Excuse me, Brandon. Let me finish talking.
What?
The chief of police of Minneapolis gave a press conference.
Shot Freddie.
Brandon, let him talk.
Well, actually, that's a good point. We actually don't know the man who shot Petty because the federal government is hiding him, so we don't know who killed our own citizens yet,
isn't he?
But we know that the chief of police of Minneapolis gave a press conference after the shooting of Petty, where he talked about how the judgment was irresponsible and how his police officers, every single police officer in the entire city of Minneapolis, shot 0 bullets last year. They encountered real criminals. Excuse me, let me finish. They encountered real criminals, not soy boy protesters like Alex Petty. They encountered actual criminals. They encountered murderers,
not
rapists,
in use of force scenarios.
Assault. Yeah, they did. They encountered those people. They were armed.
How many?
They disarmed 1,000. According to the chief of police of Minneapolis, they disarmed 1,000. They disarmed 1,000 people last year without firing a single bullet. These morons fired 10 bullets. And this whole thing about this definition of masculinity. Okay, it's like the tough guys are the six masked goons pushing down a woman, pushing down a protester, and then getting scared. Oh, they saw a gun.
Well, let's get that correct. It wasn't 6 men that pushed down a woman. It was only 1 man that pushed down the woman. Just for clarification, because he just saying a whole bunch of shit, and a lot of people gonna bypass that. No, it was only one. It was only one person that pushed that woman down.
And I got so scared, and I've got to shoot my bullet. Boom, 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 10 times. I'm so scared. I'm so scared. I got to shoot my bullet. Those are the masculine men? No, I'm sorry. The masculine guy was the guy standing up for the woman, doing what men should do, standing up for the woman that got pushed down, and then in exchange for his bravery, a bunch of shot him dead and unloaded 6 bullets into his dead body while he was laying on the ground. That's what happened. Those are the emasculated men. And I wish we had more men like Alex Petty, but unfortunately he's dead.
Okay, let me bring it. Hang on.
You never arrested anybody. You never carry a gun. You probably don't have a gun on you now. Quit acting like you born and break. If you're in a scenario,
think it's cool to just shoot people,
do you have a gun on you
all the time? I'm concerned about your weapon. I'm a little concerned about your weapon based on your judgment and how big of a wuss you are.
I was a police officer.
Brandon,
how many people did you kill?
Brandon,
how many people you kill?
If I may, Brandon, you don't have to be packing a gun to be a real man. I don't have a gun. Most people in my country
said that. The wussy said that. I'm saying that in order for you to judge a man who's making a life or death decision,
who's that?
Exactly, Ted Coach. Exactly, Ted Coach. A lot of these individuals who are sitting out here talking about that's why it was a great question when Brandon Tatum asked him, how many of y'all have been in that situation? None of y'all have been in that situation before. Y'all, it's always the ones who've never been in that situation before who cannot understand it at all. Oh, but where's your humility, man? Where's your humility, man? You never been in a situation before. You've never been in a life-threatening situation before. You've never been in a hostile situation before. You never have. Let alone you probably never been in a fist fight before. So that's probably why you don't even know how to react. That's why you can only react in one way. You can't see things from 2 sides. You only see it from one. Oh, you just executed him. Really?
In order for you to judge another man who's making a life and death situation, it would behoove of you or have any wisdom to be in a situation like that. I've been in a situation where I had to choose whether or not I had to shoot a person or not based on use of force policy and the threat of bodily injury or death.
Did you do it?
You have never done that. So it is weird for you to try to judge a person who's in that split-second decision when you don't even carry a gun. So how about you go on a ride along and do some training?
It's pretty easy to judge,
and maybe you'll have a better perspective.
I want to play a clip of Jimmy Kimmel last night.
So hold up. So Jay Gator. So did you also see when Alex Pretty was the one that was kicking the federal agent's vehicle, assaulting a federal agent's vehicle? Did you also see that too? You don't call that hostile? You don't call that hostile? And then spitting on the federal agent, you don't call that hostile? If somebody spit on you, 7 Gator, what would you do? If somebody came in your vehicle and the vehicle that you had to earn your W-2 on, you ain't getting paid by Trump. You gotta go to work. You gotta work your ass off for your job. And somebody come and kick the shit out your brake light. Kick that bitch loose. What you gonna do? You gonna continue to keep driving? What you gonna do? Mind you, you can't really do much because you ain't no federal agent. That's one. And then, mind you, you get out the car and say, "What the fuck, man? Why the fuck did you kick my brake light?" And then they spit on you. What you gonna do if they spit on you? What you gonna do? What then will you do, 7 Gator? Since you're so morally higher than everybody, what would you do? Have you ever been in a fight before, 7 Gator? What would you do in a situation where you got agitators, where you got people who want to actually harm you, people who have a disdain for you on every level? What would you do? What would you do? Just tell me what you would do. What would you do? Because I know one thing's for sure. You spit on me, it's up. That's one thing's for sure. You spit on me, it's up. And I ain't got to be a federal agent. I ain't playing tough. I ain't playing gangster. I ain't none of that. But one thing I do know is respect. That's probably the most disrespectful thing you can do is spit on someone. That's the most disrespectful thing you can do. And this happened before Alex Pretty was unalive. So what are we talking about? Oh, it's funny they say AD and CH should have fought when CH got in his face, but when this guy bossed up and found out all this. Exactly, bro. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And then CH, and then mind you, then video shows when somebody says something crazy to CH, then he was the one that decided to strike. He had all the opportunity to strike in front of AD, but yet guess what happened? He didn't do nothing. So you see what I'm saying? Like, man, these some hypocritical people, bro. That's what I don't like.
People of Minneapolis, the Preddy family and the Good family.
Ryan, you got it.
And these people who were looking out for their neighbors. We want you to know that we are with you and you are not alone.
Brian, apart from the fact that Jimmy Kimmel really needs to stop crying, I just wanted to say that as a general blanket observation that barely a week goes by when he's not blubbing like a baby about something. I'm not saying he doesn't care. I'm just saying that it's getting a bit weary for me. But also, I don't remember him crying when Barack Obama was president. There's a clip doing the rounds today of Obama talking in really tough language about his own deportation record and why it was so important. He deported over 3 million people. No liberal friends of mine gave a damn or knew how many people he was deporting. He was putting kids in cages, separating them from their families, all the stuff that people chuck at Trump. But it was never an issue throughout those 8 years. He was the biggest deporter of people in the history of the United States in terms of pro rata per year as a president. So there's been a massive double standard there. And I can't help but think that one of the reasons is the liberal skewed media, which it is. I've worked in it. You could shoot a harpoon around the old CNN newsroom when I was there and not hit a conservative voter. That they just didn't care because it was their guy. And what happens this time, because everyone hates Trump, on the left and the media collectively hate Trump. So they fire everything up. Then it becomes a huge thing. Then you have people going out in the streets and protesting because they've been whipped up by the media. Then you have these altercations with ICE. Then you have deadly altercations. And we're in the position we're now in. You know, I'm not saying they're to blame, but I'm saying that part of what we're seeing here is something that never happened in the Obama years about this kind of issue of deporting illegal immigrants, because nobody cared. And my question for you is, all right, we can have Jimmy Kimmel blubbing on TV about it because he cares so much. Why didn't he care the same way when Obama was doing this? And did you care? And did you speak out about Obama's deportation record? Or do you accept that Obama pretty much shared Trump's view, which is actually, if you're in the country illegally, then you should probably be deported, because there are millions of people trying to become legally immigrants to the United States. And there are hundreds of millions who've come to the country over the last century who did it the right way.
Look, I can't speak to what my thoughts were during the Obama administration. I was in college, so I wasn't really paying that much attention to politics. But I would say in general, look, I am in favor of immigration. I think it's better for the economy. I also recognize that immigrants, you know, if we've heard so much about crime, immigrants commit crime at lower rates than native-born Americans. So this isn't about stopping crime, because if this was about stopping crime, our law enforcement agencies would focus on the people who are actually committing it, certainly committing it at higher numbers, but they won't, because this is not about crime. It's just some flimsy pretext that people use to be able to justify this.
They're not always able to find people who are illegally in this country that commit crimes. When they have a crime committal stat, it's because they've been able to find the person and prosecute the person to some degree. People that are illegally in this country have no identity. They commit crimes with complete impunity. So
I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. This idea that they have an identity.
Wait a minute.
Do you think illegal and legal immigration are the same?
Look, of course they're not the same. Of course they're not the same. The reality is that
do you accept both, or do you believe in one or the other?
But they all get treated the same.
Well, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means.
Just for starters,
the same.
If I could just say really quick 2 things on this point. Number one, right now they're deporting actually people that came the right way. They're reporting people that came here as asylees or refugees, and they're sending them back, even though they've been going through the legal process. Excuse me, can I just finish? They are asylum seekers. They came across the border illegally. They showed up to a port of entry and they volunteered. They've been going to their checkups with ICE, waiting for their court date, and they're deporting those people. So excuse me, just really quick. So those aren't illegal immigrants that are being deported. They're people that have done the right thing. They're being deported. And lastly, can you just let me say one other thing?
Other than those people.
Can I say one other thing?
The other 20 million.
I just want to say one other thing before you respond. When you talk about illegal immigrant crime, I do have one pretty easy stat to point to. So far this year in Minnesota, illegal immigrants have killed 0 people. The ICE agents have killed 2. So 2 American citizens have been killed by ICE, 0 by illegal immigrants. So that's the current crime stats in Minnesota.
Kick out ICE and bring in illegal immigrants. Okay.
20 million is crazy.
Well, kick out the murderers, I would say. I actually want to kick out the murderers. No, wait. I want to kick out the murderers. The illegal immigrant murderers, get the hell out. The guy that killed Laken Riley, get the hell out. By the way, the guy that killed Alex Preddy, you get the prison as well. How about that? We get rid of all the killers.
If he's unjustified in his use of force,
you're manning up there.
Let me ask Brandon. Let me ask Brandon.
Look at what Jacob Fry has done in Minneapolis.
If I can say one thing.
Hang on, please.
There was
Hang on, please. Guys, let me try and moderate the panel,
criteria, not the hysterics.
Let me moderate the panel.
I gave you a stat.
Brandon, do you think there's a lot of hypocrisy given that Obama deported 3 million people and was very strong in his rhetoric, as indeed Bill and Hillary Clinton were? The clips are everywhere, right? They all basically agree about the problem.
I'm for that, Piers. This is a question about hypocrisy. It's a question about killing American citizens.
I literally lost my mind.
Deporting criminals is fine.
When I went back and listened to what Barack Obama said. What Barack Obama said about not coming to America, you would go to the back of the line. You didn't do it the right way. We're gonna catch you and we're gonna kick you out of our country. Everybody should be in lockstep with that. If you came here legally, we love you.
But they are coming here legally. Liam Ramos, a 5-year-old boy, who was wearing a 5-year-old boy who was wearing a Spider-Man back.
Let me show y'all something real quick, and we're gonna get back to the video. I want to show y'all something. Washington U.S. Immigration Customs Enforcement announced the arrest of the worst criminal aliens across the country, including those convicted of first-degree rape of a child, homicide, and arson. Our ICE law enforcement put their lives on the line every single day to arrest the worst of the worst criminal illegal aliens. Yesterday's arrest included child rapists, murderers, and arsonists, said Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin. What the media and sanctuary politicians do not want the American public to know is 70% of ICE arrests are of criminal illegal aliens charged or convicted of a crime in the U.S., despite comparisons to the Gestapo and an 8,000% increase in death threats. Our officers show up every day and arrest heinous criminals from American communities. Yesterday's arrest, Eduardo Salgado Martinez, a criminal illegal alien from Mexico, convicted of first-degree rape of a child in Benton County, Washington. Furman Flores, I don't know how to say that last name, a criminal illegal alien from Mexico, convicted of rape in New York. Oh, he's not Mexico. Last name Tuan Pham, a criminal illegal alien from Vietnam, convicted of homicide, conspiracy, vehicle theft, and receiving stolen property in San Diego, California. Miguel Molino, I don't know how to say the last name, a criminal illegal alien from El Salvador, convicted of arson in Queens, New York. Everardo Javier Sanchez Rivera, a criminal illegal alien from Mexico, convicted of burglary of habitation in Horace County, Texas. Interesting. No, just Benton County. Benton County. No, it was Harris. Harris County, bro. Harris. Is my connection messing up, y'all? Can y'all hear it? Y'all can hear the video? Let me hold on. Let me give me a second. Let me refresh it. Give me a second. Give me a second, y'all. How about now? Can you guys hear it now? Can you hear it? Can y'all hear it now, or are we good? Before I continue to keep playing it. Okay, Rob, I got you. But anyway, is it good, or are we? No, it's not good. Okay. All right, hold on. Give me a second. Let me refresh my shit. Hold up. All right. How about now? How about now? We good? We good now? How we feeling? We good now? We good?
Creates.
Y'all can't hear me? What? What do you mean you can't hear me?
Deportation out of their processes and tries to get them out of the country anyway.
Okay, are you done?
Brandon.
Okay, I want people to be very clear about this. You can come through the country without going through a port of entry. You're illegally in this country. You can come through a port of entry and your asylum claim gets denied, and you're also illegal in this country. So two things can be true at the same time. They did not use a 5-year-old to lure this guy. They already had an arrest warrant for him. He got arrested. He fled from them, leaving his child behind. They had to take the child into some type of custody for his safety. The family refused to take the kid into the house. They refused to take the kid back from the facility. So ICE had no choice but to have.
Let me rewind back because I know y'all missed a little bit. I'm gonna rewind it back a little bit so y'all can catch up what they're talking about. Because they pause in the critical part of it.
Through a port of entry, you're illegally in this country. You can come through a port of entry and your asylum claim gets denied, and you're also illegal in this country. So two things can be true at the same time. They did not use a 5-year-old to lure this guy. They already had an arrest warrant for him. He got arrested. He fled from them, leaving his child behind. They had to take the child into some type of custody for his safety. The family refused to take the kid into the house. They refused to take the kid back from the facility. So ICE had no choice but to have this kid in a safe environment because his dad did not care enough about him to take care of him. You guys are using a 5-year-old for your immigration. It is not true that they lured that man. Listen, why can't we all on this panel say legal immigration is good? If you come here illegally, you have broken the law and you have to be deported. Why are we against deportation of illegal immigrants? The two people in the middle make sense.
What are you
Pierce,
talking
I'd like
about,
to get
man?
in here
Look,
real quick
you don't
on the
let me
asylum
talk,
issue.
but I'm for it. I'm for deport. Start with the worst of the worst.
Then why
If
not?
people
Why
are
not
here legal,
encourage
deport them.
Minnesota to cooperate with ICE?
Because ICE isn't going after illegal immigrants. How hard do I have to say this? I agree with. Could I finish? I can answer your
So they are
question if
trying
you
to
want.
leave the illegals in and deport the legal ones. Well, why not? Why not have Minnesota give up the illegal immigrants that are in their jails? Why aren't you in favor of that? Or maybe you are in favor of that. I don't know.
They're doing that.
Huh?
The Minnesota Department of Corrections
They are
is
not
working
doing it.
with
That is a sleight of hand. That is not. That is factually untrue. You can spaz out or do whatever you do, but that's not true. The jails are not turning people over, and that's the vast majority of people arrested. The prison system is, and that's the sleight of hand that Tim Walz is using there. But the jails are not, and that's factually true.
I know,
and they
right?
would even admit it. Tim Walz
This is here's none of it. Okay,
hey man,
and you can spaz out and do your little shtick.
I'm just trying to
But I
reply.
think the other issue. All right, go ahead and reply, Tim.
Look, I'm with you. Criminal aliens should be handed over to federal ICE agents or federal CPB. I'm with you on that. Here's okay. And so if you have excuse me, if you could you let me finish? And if you have a critique about the way that Hennepin County and Minneapolis is handling that is a fair critique, and that is fine. And we could talk about that policy and what the right policy is. I'm also for deporting people that came here illegally. What ICE is doing in Minneapolis is far beyond that remit. They are going after people that have asylum claims that have not been adjudicated. They're going after protesters. They're going after American citizens. They've jailed American citizens. They're going into neighborhoods. They're bullying people. They're pushing people, and they're murdering people. So if your issue is let's deal with Hennepin County prisons and figure out how to work better with them, then you don't need to murder American citizens to achieve that goal. And so we can agree on that. I wish you could agree that the American citizens should be shot dead.
Let me bring in Brandon.
More issues.
Let me bring in Brandon because I want to bring in just an update from Polymarket about Kristi Noem. It's quite interesting. We're following the prediction markets on
let me ask y'all a question.
This subject of who.
Do y'all think it was a good idea to get Kristi Noem out of there and bring in Tom Homan? Do y'all think that Kristi Noem was doing the job properly? Wait, Fitzmorgan, the man is known to be constantly interrupting, but now he is sitting most quietly. Yeah, he got better. I'm pretty sure he's been watching the comments. He been watching the comments, telling him to stop interrupting so much, because even though that's his show, you know what I'm saying? They be like, hey, bro, if you're gonna be a moderator, but you ain't gotta continue to keep interrupting all the time. So yeah.
Will be the first to leave Trump's cabinet. Almost uniquely, he's a year in and hasn't fired anyone from his cabinet yet. Polymarket has a $1.5 million market open. A lot of activity as we speak. Kristi Noem is at 39%.
So Kristi Noem 38%, Pam Bondi 20%, 21%, none before, 10%, Pete Hegseth 5%. Ooh wee. So they saying they about to get Kristi Noem about that bit. You hear me? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I thought she was a nice one. Listen, Kristi Noem said, I'm not playing with y'all, dog. I got you, Jermaine.
Sent to be that first member of Trump's cabinet to be fired. She was just at 13% before the 2 deaths in Minneapolis.
Hey,
I mean, Brandon,
I appreciate you, big dog. I appreciate you.
She's on the way out. Is she going to be the first casualty of Trump's cabinet?
I don't know. I think Trump is very loyal to the people that are in his cabinet right now. That's why he hasn't fired anybody so far. But I do think that she's becoming incredibly unpopular on the Republican side. Now, I don't necessarily agree or disagree with it. I don't pay attention to what she's saying. I don't care unless people are getting arrested and they're doing their job. But I do believe if she's not doing what she's supposed to be doing, if she's doing things illegitimately and it's not working on behalf of the country, get her sorry self out of there. And I believe that with anybody that's in the cabinet. I don't owe no loyalty to none of y'all. If you don't do your job, you need to get fired. And so if there's a fair evaluation of Kristi Noem and what she's doing and not doing, and if she's not doing what's right for the American people and she's committing fraudulent behavior, fire her. I think we all understand it. Can I give you the Border Patrol response real quick? Law enforcement and Border Patrol connection, because I worked in law enforcement in Tucson, which is a border state, and we work well with Border Patrol and ICE. And there's a big difference when you arrest somebody and they are illegally in this country. Now, local law enforcement do not have jurisdiction to arrest them for their federal crimes, but we do take them to the jail and we put them on what we call an ICE hold. Therefore, they cannot leave the jail facility even when they're done serving for their city crime or their state crime. The ICE agents will come and verify them and take them. That keeps the community way safer because ICE does not have to go into the community. When you force ICE to go into the community and then you have idiots harassing them, doxing them, throwing stuff at them, blockading their vehicles, you create an unduly risk. This is why ICE is patrolled, or even Border Patrol and their assistance with ICE around the entire country. And you don't see people getting shot and hardly anywhere else. You would say 99.9% of the shootings
Zero
are
is
in
the
Minnesota.
goal.
What?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
You do see people getting harassed at other places, actually.
Man said 0 is the goal, as if that was going to do anything. Do we know that we live in a world that nothing is absolute? Things are going to happen. Situations pop off. But see, the fact of the matter is we just read some information in regards to 70%. 70%. That's the overwhelming majority of these illegal criminals who actually getting caught up by ICE. The overwhelming majority. And this man saying 0 is the goal. Yes, of course, we would love to be at 0, but we understand that nothing is absolute either. They just be saying stupid shit, bro.
Not just Minnesota.
Because this
Minnesota's just the only place they've murdered anyone so far. But they've harassed people. They jailed citizens in California. They shot people in Chicago.
Listen, give me the murder numbers. Give me the people who have been murdered by ICE. And then you tell me where they were murdered
this year. There have been 2 people murdered by ICE in Minneapolis so far. And then
one city.
Renee Good and Alex Reddy. And then they shot a guy in Chicago, a gal in
Border
Chicago.
Patrol agent. No, Renee hit an ICE agent with her car. She got shot. This guy came and confronted and physically assaulted and had physical contact with a firearm.
I can't do any more of this apology of
you don't have
killers.
to do anything.
You can't do whatever.
And this is where you already know where the rage quit comes in, because you don't have any evidence to back you, because you're just trying to use one little argument and basically saying, look, when I prove this to you, okay, bet you got hit by a vehicle You telling me that if somebody hit you with a vehicle, you ain't supposed to do nothing? You get hit by if somebody's coming at you with a vehicle, no matter. I played a video on Instagram, right? And there was another situation. This time it was police officers, and there was somebody who was literally backing their car up trying to hit two police officers. One of the men actually got hit. One of them actually got hit, so they let the lead off into that vehicle. What you mean? Y'all act as if a vehicle can't be used as a deadly weapon. What are you talking about? You think you get to talk shit and then try to hit me with a vehicle? You think I ain't finna let off some rounds in you? Man, you better watch out.
Well, man, but do not smear dead people.
If this guy goes to jail for shooting Pretty, let's do a
shameful.
poly
What you're doing is shameful. You should be ashamed.
You
of yourself.
I actually think it's.
I'm not mad. You should repent.
You don't understand the
law.
law.
I think what Brandon is doing. I think what Brandon is doing is actually. I think what Brandon is doing is actually pretty instructive, because the reality is that everybody saw the video. Like 85% of Americans saw this video.
It doesn't matter.
More Americans saw this video. Brandon,
so what
Brandon,
you're seeing
just
is
Marlene, if you watch the video, which video did you watch? Did you watch the video from the actual officer's own point of view? Did you see the cam version where you actually hear where he got hit at? Did you see it? Did you see that? Did you see it? Exactly. I'm pretty sure you didn't see it. Exactly. You only saw one part of it, but when you actually get the video footage from the officer's point of view, you wouldn't be talking as much. Thank you. You may exit.
So what they're going to be judged by?
Control yourself. Brendan, try to control yourself.
No, you. How about you listen?
Try to control yourself. Just try like 2 seconds to not talk.
Give me the law. Give me the law that he's going to be prosecuted under.
Brandon, 2 seconds, man.
Give me the law he's going to be prosecuted under.
This isn't a good testament for how law enforcement officials are able to control themselves.
Shame and
The reality is the vast majority of Americans,
like you don't know the law.
Brandon, just shut up for like 2 seconds.
Where's the law?
The vast majority of Americans saw this video. We know what we saw with our own eyes. Even conservatives, even independents know that what ICE was doing was completely unjustified. That he was holding his cell phone and was bombarded by 6 grown men who shot him dead. And the fact that you're standing up here, Brandon, just shut the fuck up for 2 seconds. The fact that you can sit up here and claim
you talking something work with me, buddy. Give me the law.
What are you going to do? Shoot him 10 times? Shoot him in the back of the head?
This whole time, you're cosplaying as a tough guy.
While you
for 6 grown-ass men who jumped on a nurse and shot him dead. This is not the tough position. You are defending. Being a is not a tough position, my dude. Being a for a bunch of grown-ass men who killed a nurse who was helping.
Do y'all see? Listen. Do y'all see the difference in the two? Right? Now, Officer Tatum, he's going to interrupt them. They're having a conversation, right? But you see the frustration in the guy that's talking and the other guy with the headphones on, with the old Apple iPhone or Apple headphones. Do you see the frustration in them? Do you see the frustration? You see how he got off his square. You seen how, can you just shut the fuck up? Can you just shut the fuck up? Can you see, this is what happens. You see that? You see that? They got so much rage inside their spirit. They got that monkey on their back. They got them demons on their back. That's why they get so mad. That's why they're so mad at Trump. That's why they're so mad at a lot of Republicans. Not saying that all Republicans are good. Let me be clear about that. There are a lot of Republicans that are shitbags. 110%. I will 110% agree with that. I don't always agree with everything. I can be objective when I see things, but I also understand, like, all right, listen, y'all bugging, y'all doing a little bit too much. Okay, I see y'all got outrage over here. Why don't y'all have the same outrage over here on this side? But look at him. Look at the frustration in their spirit. One of them, he wanted to rage quit. He was like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. When they don't have anything to back their evidence up or anything that they say, because they just blurt out any kind of bullshit, kind of like Seven Gator was doing. But I'm like, hey, but where's the link? Send me the link so I can go look at it. Actually opening the door so we can go actually look at this in real time. But, because she got so defensive in what we were talking about, I said, hey, send me the link so we can go look at it. And I would have pulled it up too. We would have read it. And if I would have been wrong, I would have said, you know what? I'm wrong. I'm 110% wrong. But hey, it be what it is. That's what happened when you get people in their emotions.
A woman is not the position that you think it is.
Gentlemen,
What law? Where is he going to be
Can I
charged
just
with?
say, gentlemen?
Okay,
Gentlemen,
okay,
I had hip
my opinion is
surgery
just
a
wrong. It's
week
not
ago.
wrong.
And can I just say it flared up
It's not, though.
at the start of this debate?
You just
carried on flaring
like
ever since.
That's the
And
thing.
the only thing I can put it down to is that you lot have shouted at each other now for 45 minutes without drawing breath. And I owe it to my new hip to call an end to proceedings. But thank you all very much.
Yes. Shout out to that boy, Brandon Tatum. Shout out to Brandon Tatum. He said, I'm kicking down the dough. I'm not playing with none of y'all. I'm not playing with none of y'all Democrats. I'm letting y'all know what it is. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm, and make sure you hit the bell notification. Also, if you want to support the channel, go ahead and tap into the super chats. All right. So I want to go ahead and go to this next topic. Let's kind of switch gears a little bit. We talked about some politics. We dissected it a little bit. We done what we did there. So now let's go over to Sha'Carri Richardson. Sha'Carri Richardson. For those of you who don't know who she is an Olympic sprinter. Young gal, Olympic sprinter. So last time we did a video on Sha'Carri Richardson, she got caught in the airport beating on her boyfriend, putting her hands on her boyfriend. Well, what about these Epstein files, bro? I don't even know I'm talking about that. Let's get back to this. She got caught putting her hands on her boyfriend in the airport. That was the last time we did a video. Now she just got caught up speeding. Speeding in these streets. So she got pulled over, and then there's some body cam footage of what's going on. So let's go ahead and dive into this and let's see what's going on. And I'm gonna give my thoughts and my opinions on it. All right, so let's rock it.
You're flashing them to get out of your way, are you? Let's give you a path to get past them. See what you do.
She's all ass, ain't she?
Passing the car at 101, 103, 104. County motor 50, copy 50. Gonna be 429 northbound at Stony Brook, Florida tag. On a gray Aston Martin, unknown occupants.
He must be in the charge. He must be in the vehicle that don't look like. He must be in the unmarked car. He gotta be. Yep. She's out there gunning that thing. Yeah.
I would wipe that smile off your face. I'm Sergeant McDaniels with the Orange County Sheriff's Office. You're being stopped for dangerous excessive speeding.
I understand my tire at the back is like literally on 29.
So you're driving at 100. Hold on. You're driving at 104 miles an hour in a 65 mile an hour zone with subpar equipment, flashing people to get out of your lights, out of your lane, following too close, using every lane to pass everybody, cutting me off, passing a car on the inside shoulder with their hazard lights on. You're going to jail for dangerous excessive speeding.
I'm so sorry. I did not mean to do that. My phone, I didn't even know my car was speeding.
That's why they give you a speedometer.
Liar! 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 You're a liar! You're a liar!
I totally understand. I communicate with you, sir. I really do not want to go to jail. I
No,
will be totally
most
honest.
people don't, but you got to think about that before you do the speed. I need
Hey,
your
Rod,
license.
I know you lying to me. Rod, I know you lying to me. I know you lying to me. she was out that bitch zooming 101.
Registration and insurance. You were speeding.
So I was, and I totally didn't know. If you look at my phone, my button's right here.
What's
And
good,
it jump
Stacey?
around.
What's good
My
with the
phone is
family?
sitting here and it's slid on here. I literally see it's not even in normal mode. And I see that my apologies. Please, I
The mode has nothing to do with your gas pedal.
no.
Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. I had to look at the comments. He hit him with the beloved. Nah, fam. Ted Coach. Nah, fam.
You hear what you're saying out loud, brother?
Serious today, but that was crazy.
I'm not
that was
feeding.
crazy.
I'm not feeding. I'm not
Okay.
feeding.
I need your license, your registration, and your insurance.
Please, sir, I really want to work.
You said ain't nothing wrong with that,
I
Rod.
promise you, I am a law-abiding citizen. I have my ID, my insurance on my phone. There was no intention of me speeding today. I promise you, sir.
Is this a good address for you, Lake Valley
Yes,
Drive?
sir. I'm here.
All right.
I'm local, sir. Please work with me. I promise you.
I don't know what work with you means.
Not work with me. I understand that. I will take the ticket. I will show the
No,
court.
like I told you, you're going to jail.
Please don't allow me to go to jail. Please, sir. Please.
Listen to me.
Please, sir. I really.
It's nothing you say is going to change that. You are going to jail.
Sir, am I going to jail? Like,
Yes.
Sir, I really was not intentionally speeding at
That's
all.
even more scary. That means that you're doing things unintentionally on a task that requires all your attention.
Please, I'm begging you.
You are going to have a little bit of time to make some phone calls. You are going to jail. I am towing your car.
Please, sir, don't take me to jail. I will do everything.
No.
I will do everything.
You have two options.
Listen. Sir, please.
Listen, you have two options.
Please, sir.
The first option is you can either ride with me in my car.
Damn, that's loud.
The second option is you are going to go to jail in a cage car. Which do you prefer?
I promise you, I don't want to go to jail. I'm right here. I have a team here. I have a coach, everything, sir. I was not intentionally doing anything. And I am
You're not
sorry.
listening. You're repeating yourself and not listening. Nothing you say is going to change.
So I want
All right, so make some phone calls. Let people know that you're going to have a $500 bond.
Ooh, well, I'm pretty sure she got the 500, but boy, yeah, she cooked. She cooked. Dog, but the thing is, she's still young. She ain't learning, bro. She ain't learning. She's not learning, bro. I get it though. Some people, she just got caught. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 500. That's a quick. I know she got 500. Listen, get that 500. Go ahead and get lawyered up. Go ahead and pay some fees. Do what you got to do. Hey, man. Damn. Y'all better be careful out here on these streets, bro. Listen, bro. She got to stay. Listen, dog. She got to stay out the scene, bro. She got to stay out of the scene, bro. She got to stay out of the scene. I get it. You're young. You're making money. You know you're well known, but you doing a little too much. You could take the shorty out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the shorty. That's, bruh. Why she going that fast in the first place? That's my question. Why she going that fast in the first place? I'm gonna need her to slow. No, real talk. I'm gonna need her to slow down. And I don't mean slow down in the sense of slow down her car. I need her to slow down. Whoever she has around her, whatever environment that she's around, I need her to switch up her environment immediately, quickly, expeditiously. I need her to switch that up. I need people around her that's gonna hold her accountable and really hold her feet to the fucking fire. It's like, hey, shorty, you doing way too much. You are a public figure now. You can't be out here doing the shit that a lot of normal people be out here doing. You ain't normal no more. You're a well-known sprinter out here. You're a well-known Olympian out here. You're a winner. You're a gold medalist out here in these streets. You can't be operating the way that you operate right now. You gotta chill. You got to fucking chill. Because anything that you do at this moment now, that can tarnish your brand, which affects the bottom line, which affects your money. It can affect everything around you and anybody else that's tied to your brand, anybody else that's tied to the money that you're making, anybody else who's betting on that money and betting on your brand and who you are as Sha'Carri Richardson. You need to chill the fuck out. You feel me, Rob Brown? You feel me? Because the way that she kept talking, and listen, the officer was being extremely patient with her. The officer was being extremely patient with her. He could have easily hit her, pulled her ass right up out of there. You hear me? Could have easily pulled her right up out of there. Because she kept talking. He's like, listen, you're talking, but you ain't listening. You keep talking. I don't care about none of that. He let her know, I don't care about none of that. I'm about to get you going to jail. It don't matter what you explain. It don't matter how you explain it. I don't care if it makes sense to me. You going to jail. You was doing 101 out there, bit. And then you talking about your tire flat and you continue to keep speeding? Yeah, you going. You going. So whoever's around her, bro, I need them to watch this video and really sit her down, do whatever it is that they need to do. You know what they call that shit? Where they the little impromptu shit where they bring everybody in, where they got your family and your friends and they bring you cause they're like, what the intervention. Have an intervention with her or some, sit her down. You need to remove some certain people out of your life in order for you to start operating effectively, so that way you can start moving properly out here, because now eyes are on you. Eyes are on you. And there's no way in hell that you about to fuck up your entire life, your entire legacy off some bullshit. Absolutely not. You got me all the way fucked up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what she was saying. She was like, my tire is flat. And he was like, bro, okay, if your tire is flat, so why the fuck you speeding even more then? What that mean? And you signaling everybody to get out the way. Like, what the fuck are you going? Hell nah. No, I never have. I'm not going to hold you to it, Coach. I've never done that. Listen, I've watched too much Final Destination, dog. I've watched it too many times. Nope. And here's the thing. I don't even have bad luck. I do not have bad luck. Let me knock on something. I do not have bad luck at all. But I'm not finna go faster so I can get there. Hell nah. Nope. It's a no for me. But do you think she got the right people around her to start with? No, I don't. I don't think she had the right people. I think in order for her to, when she had her first incident, right? With the smoking weed joint, and then she came back. This was her comeback story. I think that should have been the time where everything should have changed. Everybody that was around, I think she still had. She may have made slight changes, but she still couldn't keep herself away from the negative bullshit. And so now she's in this position where now she's winning. She's getting gold medals. She's becoming. She's on Nike. What's the other one? Skims and shit. I think Kardashian brand and all that. So she's being seen more because of her brand. And again, a lot of women can relate to her, the long nails, the black woman, the long box braids and shit like that. A lot of little girls can see that, like, oh, I could be like Sha'Carri Richardson. But hey, the way that she going right now, nah, you don't want to look up to that. You don't want to look up to that. Nope, you don't want to look up to that because she going down the wrong road. Just a few months ago, she got caught up hitting the boyfriend, slapping on the boyfriend. And then what made matters worse, she tried to play it off as if she was the victim. What you mean? Like, what you mean? What you talking for? Like, no, we saw it. We got you on tape. We got you on camera hitting on him. Buddy was trying to get away from you. You kept following him and you kept hitting on him. I don't care about what he do behind the scenes. I ain't see that. I can only go by what I see on this camera. And he wasn't doing nothing. He said after she beat this, she would talk Cash Money, acting like she was in the right. So we already saw you begging and crying. Yeah, it's over for. It's over with. It's over with. Listen, she better go 0 dark 30 after this. Once she get out of it, because she gonna be straight. Once she get out of this situation, she better go 0 dark 30. We better not hear from her again until it's track time. Until it's time for her to get back on the track. We better not hear not a sound, not a peep from her. Nothing. She better 0 dark 30. No, I agree with you first, Dr. Dead. I agree. Say how she gonna beat it? Nah, she ain't gonna beat it. She gonna get some time. But she's still gonna be straight though. She gonna get 100%. She gonna get some time. If any, she might get probation or some shit. But you think the officers talk too much? Listen, they gotta be careful now, especially that now they got the body cams. They gotta be careful, bro. She didn't listen. I will say this: she didn't pose any threat. She didn't pose as if she was gonna do anything. So you know what I'm saying, he was trying to reason with her, and she just kept trying to plead. Please, officer, I ain't trying to go to jail. I was just trying to do. Come on, man, don't do this. Come on, man, don't do this to me, man. Don't do it to me. Come on, man, don't do it to me. Please, I got kids, man. I got a motherfucking girlfriend. I got a wife on the side, man. Some people just like common sense. Oh, I read that. Toxic chicks and the weak men that continue to fuck with them. She's going to bring him down with her. Hey, I hope not. I hope not. This should listen. Listen, I hope not, bro. And she's not getting time for speeding to Florida. Yeah, common sense is more commonly known as common sense, the corner store. all that talking results in being folded up. You feel me? A fine, traffic school, points on license, and that's it. That's what I'm saying. Now making enough money. Now she gonna have all she gotta do. She ain't gotta worry about driving. She just gonna buy somebody who will drive around for her. Pay somebody a little extra to drive you around there. Well, listen, I ain't gotta drive no more. I'm in the back seat. I'm chilling. Let me see. Let's look at her net worth. Even though, you know what I'm saying, even though it's not a definite number, but it gives us a roundabout, it gives us an idea. Because we know sometimes the internet, it tells you what somebody makes and it ain't the real number, what they actually make. So let's see. Let's see what her net worth is. Let's see, net worth. As of early, let me let y'all see too, because you know what I'm saying, I want to make sure. All right. I want to make sure that y'all can see it too. I'm gonna put it on the big screen so y'all can see. There it is. As of early 2026, American sprinter Sha'Carri Richardson has an estimated net worth between $3 million and $5 million, largely driven by lucrative endorsement deals. Her most significant income comes from a reported $20 million 5-year endorsement contract with Nike. Beyond Nike, she has secured brand partnerships with Sprite, Oikos, Beats by Dre, and Olay. Damn, hold up. So net worth estimated $4 million. Not too bad, but that doesn't tell the full story though, right? That doesn't give us the full story, because now we can talk about somebody, typical people who don't understand it. They would say, well, damn, bro, she making a lot of money. We don't know what type of expenses she got. We don't know what type of debt she in. We don't know what she's spending her money on. So that $4 million can easily be a quick $500K. Just saying, it could be an easy $500K. But if we just speaking on the numbers, not knowing what her investments are or what type of debt she got, she can purchase a driver to drive her around all the way. Keep out the mix. Just saying. But yeah, she's spending her money on nails. Hey, I give her that though. She keep them nails done though. I'll give her that. I'll give her that. She keep them nails done. Them nails be on point, don't it? Even though I don't like long nails, I'm not a fan of long nails. I don't like nails at all. I instantly think you toxic. If your nails over a certain length, I'm like, yeah, that motherfucker toxic. 1000%. 1000%. I think motherfucker is toxic when their nails a certain length. Yup. I said it. I think women with a certain length of nails, I think they got a level of toxicity. The level of toxicity that can that'll run a man crazy, that'll drive a man up goddamn wall. Yup, 100%. If you purchase a Tesla robo-taxi and it gets stopped for speeding, do you get the ticket? I'm pretty sure you do. 1000% you do. 100%. Because you own the road, because you own the Tesla robot, the robo-taxi. Hold up, time out. If you don't own the robo-taxi, then probably the company that owns it gets the ticket. The company that owns it gets the ticket. Yeah. Keep those Wolverine claws away from me. Man, you hear me? Keep it away from me, dog. Your long nails would love. What you say? I see Court responding to the ones he puts up. No, I put you up to 623. 623, you in Arizona? 623. I thought you was having a conversation with somebody in the chat, bro. That's my fault. My apologies. My apologies. See, you see how I know how to apologize when I'm wrong? I thought you were just having a conversation with somebody, so that's why I was just going past it. My apologies, man. Do you forgive me? My apologies. I thought you was talking to somebody in the chat. That's why I wasn't paying. I was like, oh shit, he going back and forth with somebody. My bad, bro. My apologies. Jesus. Y'all be coming after me, man. I didn't even know you was talking. I thought you was talking to somebody else. I'm rude. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was conversing with the chat homie. You're all good. Okay, cool. All right. I was just making sure, bro. I didn't want to ignore you or nothing like that. My bad. But Tenko said I would not be ignored. Not today, I won't. Not on this glorious Saturday. Not today, I will not be ignored. All right, so I want to go to this next topic. So rude. That's why you don't have premium game. Listen, Rod. I got premium. You haven't seen an ad yet. You have not seen an ad yet. Listen, I am doing exactly what I said I would do. I am incrementally growing over time. Y'all have not been seeing any ads on any of my videos. The only ads you may see is my ads. That's coming from my YouTube channel, but y'all ain't been seeing no other ads. See, Rod, you starting shit. You started shit, bro. Tech Coach, don't listen to him, bro. I got premium. Don't listen to him. Do not listen to him, bro.
On thin ice.
So let me go to this. Just spreading rumors. Just out here spreading rumors, bro. We good. So look, let's go to this next topic, bro. Let's talk about Arizona a little bit. In my city, right? In my state, where I live, where I reside. How do I want to frame this? Because I don't want to seem as if I'm targeting this group of individuals, but at the same time, it always seems to be these group of individuals. So I guess there's this viral thing where they have this, it's called Black Ski Weekend. Just by the name alone, you already know where we're going with this. Black Ski Weekend. So apparently what this Black Ski Weekend is, it's a thing where a group of Black people, they come together, they pay and they go have a weekend, a dope weekend. in Arizona. I'm pretty sure it's probably Flagstaff somewhere where, you know, a whole bunch of group of Black people, they meet up and they go do their thing. It's kind of like what they got out here now. They got this group Black Run thing where, you know, a whole bunch of Black people, they get together and they go run in Tempe. That's the thing that they're building, right? I'll give my thoughts on the whole Black situation later. And apparently there's been a lot of scheming going on. Not necessarily sure what it is because I haven't seen it. I just saw the title and I only saw a few seconds of it. I was like, this might be interesting. And of course, this is coming from the Shade Room. So you got to take that with a grain of salt as well. So I want to get into this and then I'll give my thoughts and my opinions on it. All right. So make sure you lock in. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let's get it.
This is embarrassing.
Black Ski Weekend.
Slippery, slippery, slow. I'll be sliding.
Young Black people flying to the mountains to get lit on the slopes.
Never again. Never again.
A Black travel group accused of broken promiseth, going viral for what they sold on their website.
This is what they had them doing at yoga, like the dining area of the lobby.
Versus what guests actually got. And when the Shade Room got involved,
I had a good time.
Are influencers trying to sabotage this Black travel group on purpose? I'm Justin Carter. This is TSR Investigates. It's been getting messy on TikTok. A Black woman's harsh take on what happened to her at a Black Ski Weekend. This one in particular in Flagstaff, Arizona, organized by the Black Arizona Run Club. It's not affiliated with the other ones, the popular ones in Colorado and Canada, but as I started investigating her claims, it is clear that somebody was embellishing the truth.
It was so unprofessional. It was so unprofessional and tacky.
Almost 1 million people watched her 3-part story time on TikTok.
It was completely ruined. Like they false advertised everything.
Zakia is her name, and she told me that this is what she was promised.
So
for $1,500 total. Her husband and 2 friends would get round-trip transportation to weekend events, including a bar crawl in the slopes in Flagstaff, Arizona. Also, private suite lodging, including 1 suite with 2 queen beds to not be shared with other attendees.
The group option says that it comes with a suite, right? So a suite is very different from a hotel room. A suite typically has a living space and then separate living quarters. And it was advertised for a group of 4 people.
She says that was the first red flag.
We get there, they give us the rooms. It's a motel setting, right? Like no elevator. We're got our big bags full of winter clothes, dragging it up the stairs. And then we get into the room. Baby, that room was small. 2 queen beds, a tiny little bathroom. That was it.
There was no way that she and her husband were going to share a double queen room with another couple.
It is what it is. We'll just go somewhere else for the night. Right. We'll come out of pocket ourselves. My bad for not paying attention. I was okay with that.
We at the Shade Room, we did look closer, and on the website, it does say that all lodging packages were for standard rooms, which includes 2 queen-size beds, not suites, which Zakia says created confusion.
It just gave, we don't give a damn.
She also claimed that the Nordic spa that they advertised, which promised private saunas and plunge pools.
I'm about to attach a picture of the Nordic spa. This is what it was. If you Google a Nordic spa, which is what I did, this looks nothing like what it is advertised to be. It's literally just a hot tub.
In the morning group yoga session,
this is what they had them doing at yoga. This is the dining, like the dining area of the lobby.
They got a lot of booty juice in there. They got a lot of booty juice in there. All that sweating, talking some high yoga. Nah, fam. It's a no for me. It's a no for me. It's a no for me. Hold on. I gotta do some research. Hold on, man. Hold on, y'all. Nah, dog. Nah, fam. Sharing rooms, right? Nah, hold up. Arizona Black Ski Weekend. Let's see some right quick. Book now, trip info. I missed you all. Yeah, we've been missing you. Itinerary. Snowbowl map. Dang, can you click on it? Last ski weekend. So of course it's in Flagstaff. Of course, Flagstaff, Arizona. And the rendezvous. Start where the vibes are reserved. Private section, but man, hold on, man. That look like y'all ever seen? What's the name of that movie? What's the name of that goddamn movie? Look at this shit. It's called Black Ski Weekend, Flagstaff Bar Crawl. Rendezvous, start where the vibes are reserved. Private section, but a public turn up. I don't even like to look at that hotel. I don't. The corner, it's a no for me. Collins, and that's as far as I go. Slide to Collins for a proper pimp. It's a no for me. It's a no. It's a no for me. Oh shit, hold on. It's a no for me automatically. It's a no for me.
Doing downward dog where people are eating breakfast and people were already looking at us crazy. This is embarrassing. Y'all didn't have a separate space for us to do yoga. Like what is this? This is, I don't like this. Y'all false advertise everything from the suite. Listen, I go to the Nordic spa to this yoga.
Listen, I will say this though. In being objective, you got to start somewhere, right? Everything isn't going to be luxury. Everything isn't going to be the vision and what you envision it 10, 20 years down the road, right? You have to start somewhere. So there's going to be negatives. There's going to be a lot of cons when it comes to doing things like this, especially when you got in a movement like this. Oh, okay. Somebody decided to come up with the idea. Look, man, let's do a black ski thing. You know, we don't see a lot of black people going out here skiing. Let's create something like that. Cool, right? So you got to take into effect the marketing, the type of people that you got to get in contact with, the places that you got to lock down as far as venues and where people can stay when they book these trips. Understandable. Until you get, you know what I'm saying? Again, until you get a little bit more clout, you get a little bit more experience behind it, and you get a little bit more credibility. A little credibility. It's like, all right. However, you're right, Tech Coach Rap. Don't lie about the experience. It's like, all right, look, I gotta be 110% honest with y'all. Now, of course, you can't be too transparent, because then that's what you're gonna fuck up the sales. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make it look a little, you gotta make it look good just a little bit. You gotta make, you know what I'm saying? It's like putting makeup on a pig. Yeah, I'm over the cold. Well, I can't really say nothing in Arizona. It really ain't that cold out here for real. It's like putting makeup on a pig. Making it sound a little better than what it is, you know, for the hype. And then when people come, of course, but you also got to understand there's always going to be people they're expecting the best, and then they end up getting this shit, right? So there's pros and cons. There's pros and cons to it. So I'm not sure how long they've been in business, so to speak, doing this, but that's what I'm thinking. 5 inches of snow. Oh no. Yeah, you're right, Miss Freckles. Scamming is at an all-time high. That's a fact.
Who is doing yoga in a dining room?
Before we continue, roommates, if you love TSR Investigates, make sure you go ahead and like this video and subscribe to the Shade Room's YouTube channel for new weekly episodes of this show and more. She went on to say that when it was time for the main event, a day at the slopes, their charter bus broke down.
Okay, so the bus breaks down. It's starting to get cold. The bus is completely shut off. My husband gets on the phone with Enterprise as a backup plan just in case, which we ended up having to get a rental. I ended up having to pay for my own room and get a rental. We arrive at the Snow Bowl. There ain't nothing. There's not a designated area, not a room, not a nothing. Everybody is scattered everywhere. Nobody knows what the hell is going on. I'm walking up to people because that's my style. Like, hey, y'all, like, do y'all know where we're sitting? Because me and my husband decided we're not about to go up on this mountain and play with these people. We're not going to ski. We're just going to relax, have some hot chocolate, and just kick it. Like, because I know not everybody is skiing. So I know we're going to meet some people and just have a good time. Like, I feel so bad that I dragged my husband through this nonsense, and he was so patient.
I spoke to a travel expert and CEO about what we all can do to protect ourselves. He's going to weigh in a bit, but Here's where I started asking questions. I got on the phone with Emmanuel Jones, the lead organizer of Black Ski Weekend in Arizona. He was not willing to speak to us on camera about this, but he does say that Zakia's videos.
I had a good time.
This TikToker, Itty Bitty J, who was on the trip, on the defense.
Before I spend my money on something, I am going to research down to the T. And I'm not saying everyone is like this and everyone has to, but I did. I mean, the hotel was very, very, well, motel, whatever y'all want to call it. It was extremely nice. Like, it was freshly renovated. And I think a lot of people are so stuck on, oh, it's a motel, it's a motel. That town is Flagstaff is a very small town. There is barely.
Yep, that's for the people. If you decide to come out here, I will say that as well. If you decide to go to places like Sedona, if you decide to go to places like Flagstaff, you got to understand those are small towns. You're not going into a big city. You're not going to a city like Scottsdale or Phoenix or anywhere like that. They're smaller towns, so it's a little bit more. I guess you could say, well, what's the word? Historic. It's more historic than anything. So you have to expect that. More like your small mom and pop stores. Things like that. So you're not going to expect the ultimate luxury. So you got to understand it. So for those people who decide to go to Flagstaff, decide to go to Sedona, it's beautiful up there. It's beautiful. You get the red, like the red mountains that you see on, like the red mountains that you probably see on movies. That's Sedona. It's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place. They also just started these new little hotels out there in Sedona as well. It's like these little domes, these small domes, like little hotels. But the dome is actually all windows where you can see outside. So it's like you're out in nature, but your whole bed and your entire living space in that hotel is in that little dome. It's pretty dope. Haven't been yet. Think I wanna test that. I want to go. I've been to Sedona before, drove the little ATV all through there, but it's pretty fun. Americans are spoiled. I agree. Americans are spoiled. That's a fact.
Any hotels?
Man, I've been in AZ since 2015. I moved out here in 2015. I'm originally from Alabama though.
And if people did research,
but born in Germany
though. The place that we stayed in was the most renovated place that Flagstaff had. The spa was a cool vibe. There was a DJ. There was a hot tub. So I don't know if people were expecting Arizona Grand Resort Spa or something luxury. That's not what this was. The way it was advertised is how it was written and wrote on the hotel's website.
Emmanuel Jones, he told me he and his team.
Oh shit, hold up. That's old buddy. Hold up. Y'all remember, welcome home, brother. Hey, I appreciate you. Y'all remember earlier, just before I started this video, when I said that the Black Run Club out in Tempe, the guy right here in the yellow pants, that's the one who do the shit. That's the one who do that shit out here. He started this run club. And actually a guy that I know that I work with, he actually is part of it too. Small world. I'm gonna have to have a conversation with him. I gotta have a conversation with him. I gotta talk to him about this. Like, hey fam, sir, what y'all got going on with this black ski stuff, bro? What's going on? Gotta have a conversation.
To rectify Zakia's concerns, including offering Uber rides to everybody going to the slopes after their bus broke down. He also says that Zakia requested a $400 partial refund, which he sent immediately and apologized in person and online before she even posted those TikToks. Quote, I understand that there were parts of the experience that didn't meet expectations. Though they were out of our control, I still understand where you're coming from and can take accountability in that. Your experience wasn't the best. I plan on reaching out to everyone personally today to apologize, take the necessary feedback and criticism, and work with you guys to resolve issues that occurred. End quote.
Professional.
Hey, y'all, I am back with my last and final part.
Zakia giving her TikTok followers an update.
He said that the bus that arrived was not the bus that he ordered. He ordered a Mercedes bus. The company delivered a different bus, and he did not want to make us wait. So that is the bus that we went with. And of course, there was a lot of chaos that occurred with that bus. Second thing was the hotel situation. He said that the hotel was advertised as a suite. That is why he advertised it as a suite. That's the information that was provided to me. I was told that the Nordic party, the Nordic spa, was just the hot tub.
Yes,
he
sir.
made it clear
yes,
that
sir.
it also
Arizona
included a cold
63.
plunge, and it included a sauna as well as snacks and drinks and everything else. And he was open to my feedback.
You said he ain't ordered no Mercedes bus. Hey, he probably did, bro. Listen, he might have. Listen, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, bro. I'm gonna give it to him. I'm gonna give it to him. Listen, I've heard the runs, the black runs that they have. I heard it was dope. I heard it's successful that they do it. I'm not finna go out there and do it, but you know what I'm saying. I got my own workout stuff here at the crib. I don't need to do all that. I don't need to be out there like that. I'm chilling.
Back, and I can respect that.
That's
I can respect that.
That's what made me ask, bro.
Community here in Arizona, hopefully we can all move forward. We can all learn from this experience, and hopefully.
First Dr. Dan, hey man, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you for tapping in with me. Make sure you subscribe to and like the channel, bro.
Hopefully next year when they do host this experience, it can be a lot better for their participants.
But what she didn't reveal, according to a manual, is that the High Country Motor Lodge where they were staying is in fact a 4-star boutique facility. And Zakia had been to multiple events that Black Arizona Run has hosted, which have been popular.
Look at this shit here. Listen, fam. Hey, don't want Utah? Oh, I said Florida, huh? My bad. Look at this shit here. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. Ain't nothing wrong with this. He said again, debauchery. Listen, man. Listen, bro. Ain't no telling how much pee is in that water. I'm pretty sure somebody done farted in that water, then peed in that water. I'm good. I'm straight.
In the Phoenix area, they're known to host free wellness and community events for Black people in that area.
Go get that workout in.
All these videos of people just bashing.
I see they sponsored by Lululemon too. Hey, they getting to it though. I rock with it though. I support it.
Bashing, being negative. It's looking like they were waiting to be negative. And you can give feedback without being negative and bashing. I'm not making excuses because yes, things did happen, but there were literally unfortunate things that could that happened to not only just us of the group. These same things happen to other people outside of the Black Ski Weekend group.
Full disclosure, the Shade Room was scheduled to interview Zakia on Saturday, but she canceled the interview on the day of, saying, quote, "After further reflection, I have decided it's best if I don't continue with the Shade Room interview. In my last video, I said I was finished talking about it, and I do think it's best that I end the story there with grace," end quote. Emmanuel Jones says that he believes she used the Shade Room as a both him and me for sparing you because I had the power to expose you to millions of people. Next time, think twice before you ever play with me and my family again. Expletive, expletive, expletive. I spoke to Darius Thomas. He's the CEO of Dynamic Experiences. It's a leading international event management company. He's talking both sides and how we all can learn from this. Darius, I explained to you the details surrounding this.
That's a great question. That's a great question. Should you leave a negative review? I guess it depends on the person. Me personally, I wouldn't leave it. If I get my refund, I'm not leaving a negative review. I'm like, okay, well, at least they gave me my refund back, so I really ain't got no reason to trip. But I guess if you really want to see, I guess if you really believe in that company and you really want to see it succeed, I'm guessing you can leave something that's not necessarily negative, but you can leave positive, constructive criticism. Like, okay, everything was you know what I'm saying? Starting off, listen, they gave me my refund. So they're quick with that. I love how apologetic they are. The only things that I would suggest, if you do X, Y, and Z instead of A, B, and C, and if you do these things here, I think that would be, that would make our experience a little bit better in this aspect. So I would say still leave a review, so that way it gives them an idea of where they dropped the ball at. But I would not leave a negative review in regards to, oh, this is some bull, I can't stand the company, they were so unprofessional, all that extra shit. So in that regard, I would say, yeah, just leave constructive criticism, so that way they can learn and then they can improve. That's what I would say. Yeah, if I wanted to see them succeed, I want to leave a negative review in public. I just talk to them or that. But you know how some people are, man. Some people, it's hard for you to get in contact with them. It's hard for you to reach out to them because some people think they Hollywood and they're like they can't be reached and shit like that. So I'll just leave the review so them read, because I know they read it. Everybody, especially when you're a business starting like that, oh, you read the reviews 100%. You definitely read them. Yep, specific details, facts. Yeah, I don't like leaving negative or positive. Yeah, I think for me, I just get lazy. I'm like, man, I don't feel like doing all that. And if I do, I keep it so simple. It's one sentence. I kid you not, one sentence. Oh, they did great. They were great. They were very professional. That's it. The word is cutthroat. TCR, fall in line and tell the truth. Yeah, true.
Drama involving Black Ski Weekend Arizona. Your initial thoughts about this? Obviously, there's always three sides to a story: his, hers, and the truth. But it's how you move and shake and make it right?
Absolutely. I'm extremely appalled and shocked.
Hey man, why is so sassy on this goddamn TSR, bro? Why is so sassy, man?
By some of the feedback that the organizer has received, I would naturally say it's very important for all attendees to know what's going to happen, where it's going to happen, and to actively communicate. You should know your roommates before you get on a trip. You should know the room that you're going to be assigned before you get on a trip. So I'm thinking that
just cut the mustache off, fam. Like listen, bro. Just cut the mustache off, fam. Like that's a pencil line. Just cut it off. At this point, just cut it off. You don't need it. Just cut it off. Why you got it? What's the purpose of it? What's it doing? Cut it off. Cut it off. Just go Bart Simpson with it. All the way there, dog.
Next time that the organizer would be sure to give more information than not in the future.
What is the first thing that comes to mind when you are organizing a trip of this caliber?
So I'm going to make sure I have a spreadsheet with all the expenditures for the trip, as well as the revenue that's coming in, because we plan luxury experiences that are 5 stars. And I'm going to make sure that the attendees have a full itinerary.
Don't let Quentin see this, bro. Don't let Quentin, bro. See, you a food tech coach. You
know when things are going to take place, and they know all the other details that I also know.
Quentin, if you see this,
sometimes give them the contract if the trip is applicable for that, so they can know any type of cancellations that's needed for the trip as well.
Okay. And also pictures, videos, anything to give a visual aid as to what people can expect.
Absolutely. So we give hyperlinks of all of our excursions. We give a hyperlink of the hotel where they'll be staying, as well as all the booking details that's behind that. So if anything ever happened, they would have all the details beforehand and when we're there.
Things can happen with travel groups. It's about a plan B, even a plan C. Is that also something that you have to keep in mind?
Absolutely. Naturally, I would say things will always come up. We're human, so we're going to make mistakes. But it's about how you respond back to the glitches on your trips. And you have to consider what will happen if you're not there on the trips with your guests, and or if you are there, how will you actively communicate with them? You will have to share refunds will be given, or if you're going to make other modifications for them so they can have a dynamic experience.
We've covered similar stories like this too.
That's fair. That's fair, especially when you're doing something like that too. You have to anticipate, what could go wrong. And so being the fact that they were on top of it, in regards to extending their apologies, you know, being quick and amped with the refunds that they were giving back when people were dissatisfied. So that's a good move in the right direction in regards to them improving in what they're doing and the things that they're growing and what type of business that they're building. So shout out to them for that. But things like this is going to happen, especially when you talk about event planning. Nothing never goes 100% correct. It never does. So you just have to anticipate the worst. Anticipate the worst, hope for the best. Real talk. And just continue to keep improving each and every time, you know, taking the constructive criticism and building from there and taking the meat, spit out the bones, pause. That's crazy work. That is crazy work.
Serious today, but that was crazy.
I'm not feeding. I'm not feeding.
Wow. But take the constructive criticism and just implement and improve from there. So overall, I mean, I don't see anything wrong in regards to what they were doing. It's just they were able to adapt when things went wrong. You know, he said that he ordered the Mercedes bus. He said he ordered the Mercedes bus, but then that didn't come through. Now whether he actually did or didn't, that's a whole nother conversation. We're just gonna go based off of what we know. He said that he ordered it and it just didn't come through, so they had to use another bus. And so, is it wrong video to use that phrase? But neither here nor there, bro. They're gonna continue to keep. I hope they continue to keep doing what they do. I hope that doesn't put them in a negative light, and I hope that doesn't push them back, you know, steps in regards to where they're trying to go and what they're trying to build. So I've been seeing them do a lot of. I've been seeing them on TikTok a lot too. They've been having exercise clubs at the Arizona Cardinals Stadium. Like I said, they've been doing the run club in Tempe, Arizona. So I mean, it's dope. That's what's up. Shout out to them. Shout out to them good folks. Shout out to them good folks. Listen, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm, and make sure you hit the bell notification. All right, listen. If you haven't liked the live stream, make sure you like it. If you haven't shared it, make sure you share it. If you want to tap into the super chats, please do so to help support the platform and support the channel, so that way we can continue to keep going. So that way guys like Rod Brown and Ted Coach Ralph don't keep coming at me about this premiere, even though we haven't been showing any ads from any of these videos. But you know, you gotta keep them satisfied. You got to keep them satisfied. All right. So now we're gonna switch. Gears even heavy. Oh, and also make sure you tap into the Patreon too. I should be having another video coming up in the Patreon. What's today? January. Ooh, I should be having another Patreon video posted up middle of the month of February, because I've been looking into buying boring businesses, and we're gonna get to that topic later. But I've been looking at buying boring businesses, looking at different ways I can do it, creative ways I can do it without having to save $100,000 and so forth. Purchase businesses that already are cash flowing. So I will be documenting those things, and I'll be putting those in the Patreon. So you definitely want to tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description, as well as pinned in the comments. All right. So let's go to this next topic of tonight. I want to talk about Opulent 6. Y'all remember 6? I forgot the name of that podcast. I forgot the name of the podcast he had, but he has been on Ilkan Ali's channel for a minute, and he's going back with Mr. Fantastic. Mr. Fantastic, both of them going back at it, and things got a little heated. But I'm gonna let y'all just kind of figure out who is wrong in this situation, and I'm gonna give my thoughts on it. All right. So let's go ahead and rock out, because this shit is crazy.
Extricate my brothers and sisters from any mindset that is full of fallacies and chimerical thinking that is an impediment to creating a household where you can coalesce in harmony and happy and healthy and fruitful. And if you go enter any household where you're thinking that your role is more important than hers, then you're already going to have a pernicious effect on that relationship, and you won't have a happy, healthy, fruitful household. Matter of fact, you won't even be a patriarch. You will be important to no one, because when them kids become older and go live their own life, they have their own family, their own kids, you're not important to them. You did it wrong. We need each other. So I'm not going to sit here and co-sign that a woman's role is insignificant. Both of our roles are significant. They're just different. And why don't, at this big age, that you don't respect differences? Now, I do agree with you. Single mothers.
Hold on, slow down. No, he has to have a point then. If their single mother households are struggling and a single father household is equivalent to a two-parent household, how would her role be equivalent to the man's role, respectfully? And given that the product that comes from that's what okay, I hear what he's saying now. So the product that comes out of single mother household versus the actual single father household is two different products. If their roles are dually equal, why doesn't the mother produce the same thing that single father produces? That's what
because you're relegating failure to jailhouse and stripper pose. But a child wait, let me finish. Let me answer. You asked me a question, I will answer, and I'll be concise for the sake of brevity. You're relegating failure to jail and stripper pose. But failure is also being unable to communicate and go out into the world and be successful and raise your own family. Failure is also being emotionally inept and inerrant, where you can't connect with your own children, and you're going to raise your children to be a failure. A woman, I'm going to stand on that, has an equally important role, but right now you're trying to use the big chunk of which you can actually access because it's being monitored, but no one goes and does a data and research and consensus on, hey, how did not having a mother affect your relationship? How did not having a mother affect your financial skills? That is not really tracked the way prison and stripper pose is tracked. So again, if you understand, let me just say this. I'm going to prove something to you using your own logic. Do you believe, and I'll keep it simple, that East is more important than West?
No.
Or North is more important than South?
No.
All right. Or hot is more important than cold? No duality is more important than the other duality, man. That's all I'm trying to tell you. It is necessary. But when you have the mindset where you minimize anybody.
No, 623, I put up a poll. I just put another one up too as well, just for supporting the channel. But no, you can do it for free. I did put the poll up so y'all can tap into the poll.
Imagine going to a job and you don't even got to be the supervisor. You just got hired, but the person reminds you, hey, you know my job is more important than yours, right? That way of thinking will have a pernicious effect with the person that just got hired. That is not the way to create success, to create a hostile environment through comparison. It's not. Okay. Now, I do agree that these women are, because they don't have that. But again, I'm also saying that when the household is absent of women, little boys, my mother wasn't there for me. And I was all fucked up and did not even realize it until I was 27 years old. I didn't realize that I was bellicose, boorish, bombastic, and belligerent because I didn't have a...
Bruh. Sir, listen. I'm one for reading and understanding big words. I think that's great. I think that's phenomenal. But dog, talk normal, folk. Because first of all, that beard and mustache combination is crazy. That's a crazy mustache and beard combo you got going on right there. I appreciate you, 623. That's a crazy combination you got going on. You feel me, bro? Like, bro, just have a conversation, dog. Most of the people, listen, if you're trying to connect to people, if you're trying to really engage the people, you doing a horrible job, because half of the people that's watching this shit right now don't know what the fuck you just said. Don't know nothing that you just said. You just saying all these big words because I guess you trying to prove to people that you are intelligent. That's cool. Do your thing. But the message is being missed. No, that's what I'm saying. Y'all's design, some people understand them. That's what I'm saying. Some people understand them. But the overwhelming majority of people don't understand nothing that he's saying. The overwhelming majority of people do not understand what he is saying right now. And it don't help with that combo of that beard, goatee, and mustache. It don't help.
Mother, or matter of fact, I'll keep it easy. I was what these kids call a fuck boy, and I was really good at it. But it hit me one day just out of the blue while I was at a gas station. You know what? I do these women wrong because I automatically assume they're gonna do me wrong because the woman that should have did me right first didn't. So that had a pernicious.
Oh, you missed it. All right, watch this. Hold on. Let me go back so you can catch it, because Buddy going crazy with these words.
From the that's what he. Okay, I hear what he's saying now. So the product that comes out of single mother household versus the actual single father household is two different products. If their roles are dually equal, why doesn't the mother produce the same thing that single father produces? That's what it's going.
You're relegating failure to jailhouse and stripper pose. But a child wait, let me finish. Let me answer. You asked me a question, I will answer, and I'll be concise for the sake of brevity. You're relegating failure to jail and stripper pose. But failure is also being unable to communicate and go out into the world and be successful and raise your own family. Failure is also being emotionally inept and inerrant, where you can't connect with your own children and you're going to raise your children to be a failure. A woman, I'm going to stand on that, has an equally important role, but right now you're trying to use the big chunk of which you can actually access because it's being monitored, but no one goes and does a data and research and consensus on, hey, how did not having a mother affect your relationship? How did not having a mother affect your financial skills? That is not really tracked the way prison and stripper pose is tracked. So again, if you understand, let me just say this. I'm going to prove something to you using your own logic. Do you believe, and I'll keep it simple, that East is more important than West?
No.
Or North is more important than South?
No.
All right. Or hot is more important than cold? No duality is more important than the other duality, man. That's all I'm trying to tell you. It is necessary. But when you have the mindset.
What this man talking about? It's called a balance. If you look at the yin and yang, if you look at the white, there's a skinny part, then it goes into a bigger part, and there's a black part that's a skinny part, it goes into a big part. So therefore, they offset each other, but they balance each other. So therefore, it's not equal. I ain't got time for you.
That where you minimize anybody's role. Imagine going to a job, and you don't even got to be the supervisor. You just got hired, but the person reminds.
Well, let's go ahead and tap in. Let's tap into this. Yes, I agree. Y'all's design. A good mother is needed just as much as a dad. But however, the statistics show us that if you were to be raised by a single father versus being raised by a single mother, the significance of your success is going to be a lot higher with the father than it is with the mother. That's not my opinion. That's the statistics. That's the statistics. So while I do agree that both mother and father need to be in the home, but statistically speaking, not my opinion, statistically speaking, children tend to turn out a lot better with fathers in the home versus just the mother. That's nothing that we can't argue that. The data shows it.
Hey, you know my job is better, more important.
No. I if you act as a single father, I know. Because the reason why I say no, Miss Freckles, is because you first have to understand what it means to be a man. You first have to understand what it means. You have to understand what it means to be a man first and foremost. Now, if you're raising daughters, it can be a little bit easier for you, but they still need their fathers in their life for that structure aspect, right? Now, I'm not saying that you won't be successful at raising your daughters properly, but the likelihood of a lot of women who are single mothers, it tends to go against them. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying.
In yours, right? That way of thinking will have a pernicious effect with the person that just got hired. That is not the way to create success, to create a hostile environment through comparison. It's not.
Okay.
Now, I do agree that these women are, because they don't have that. But again, I'm also saying that when the household is absent of women, little boys, my mother wasn't there for me. And I was all fucked up and did not even realize it until I was 27 years old. I didn't realize that I was bellicose, boorish, bombastic, and belligerent because I didn't have a mother. Or matter of fact, I'll keep it easy. I was what these kids call a fuck boy, and I was really good at it. But it hit me one day just out of the blue while I was at a gas station. You know what? I do these women wrong because I automatically assume they're gonna do me wrong because the woman that should have did me right first didn't. So that had a pernicious effect on me. And that had a pernicious effect on my lineage for my first two children because they were born out of wedlock because I didn't have the right mindset because I didn't have that nurturing. So I am a testament and a tangible testament that it does have a pernicious effect. I'm not discrediting what you're saying. What I'm saying, don't give that, I'm gonna let you talk right now. Don't give that kind of credence to it because if, big old if, you want to pair bond successfully with a woman and be a patriarch, sit on a throne in a house where everybody loves, adores you, and capitulates and cooperates, that kind of leadership language is pernicious.
Pernicious.
Okay. Then I got about 3 people I know that are happily, successfully married that the women know that the man is more important in the house than they are. And how are they successfully married? And how is the house going along with him?
That beard is crazy.
And he makes all the decisions, but she's living like a queen. She gets everything she wants because she's feminine, she's submissive, and he makes all the rules and everything goes through him. And they're happy.
I have a little brother that believes it's okay to murder people. Wait, let me say this. I have a little brother that think it's okay to murder people because he's got away with 2 murders.
Let me skip
just because you can name somebody.
I'm gonna skip ahead.
Let me ground the situation in intellect for a second. You said
proof.
Yes, sir.
You'll go right after 6.
Okay. Well, first, I'm going to introduce common sense to this conversation. Your rebuttal was cavil and moot and was nugatory as far as adding any added value. Anytime you have to conflate a bunch of things that don't involve the actual topic, you're ungrounding it so that you can sway it in a way where your opinion actually is valid. So when you sway it in that way, it's valid. But I want to say this. I'm going to start off by saying this. I believe, and I'm going to ask you, but I'm going to tell you what I believe so you can understand the root of my words, because words matter. I believe that a man should run his household, and I believe that a woman should be cooperative and capitulate, and that every man should be the king of his throne, his wife, his children, his legacy, his word, his way. Wife, children, legacy, his word, his way. Do you also believe that? Because if you don't, then maybe that's why we're in a disconnect. So I'm asking you before I continue, do you also believe that?
Of course, sure.
All right. Are you married?
No.
Okay. So therefore,
sound like T.I.
I am happily, healthy, fruitful. I'm grounded because it's not a stab at you. But if you believe in that, yet you're not living that lifestyle, either you're being disingenuous or you're suffering from a mild case of cognitive dissonance. Because there is no evidence your mindset will produce that type of household because you don't have one. But I do. So what are we arguing? My reality against your hypothetical? That's insane. And I won't participate in that. So I'll yield the floor.
All right, great. So, hey, I got to respond to this.
Yeah, I know
you, brother. As this goes last time, your little man syndrome is kicking in because you have to come with the, the hyperbole and the attacks, brother. And see, you're a horrible listener because I didn't bring anything extra into it. I use your horrible analogies against you. Every last one of them, starting off with the ridiculous.
And I use your reality against you.
Brother, no, and I can tell you didn't have a father in your life either because you have no discipline. Oh my God. So as I said, right, I use your poor analogies against you. So you lied, and I address everything you said, even your horrible brother analogy about belief systems and whatever, right? So, brother, the fact of the matter that I am whooping your ass so bad in this debate and this discussion that you got to immediately go to the ad hominems and challenge my intelligence for the second time of our meeting and getting destroyed, brother. It don't matter if you're married. Okay, because you just told us you were a baby daddy first. Exactly. So you weren't always doing it right, brother. You ended up getting to it. And
so you admit that I'm doing it right. Hold on, let him. So you admit I'm doing it right. Okay. You just admitted I'm doing it right.
Show some decorum.
You get the response.
Okay? Show some decorum, brother. Mr. Thesaurus.
Decorum is the wrong word. Decorum is the wrong word.
Decorum is not the wrong word. So listen, brother, okay, for like, again, dog, your marriage is not guaranteed. Your marriage can end any day. And if you don't understand that, you are delusional. You are more of a prisoner, brother, okay, than I am. I have freedom. I do what I want. I still provide for my children, even though I'm not married. 2 of them grown, okay? They're good. They have a happy life. They have a way better childhood than I could have ever dreamed of. Never seen poverty. Never been to jail, not going to jail. No, I'm not no granddaddy yet. You feel me? So again, brother, I am proof better than you without the marriage, because I didn't need to be married to have wonderful, successful children. All right. And one that's still on the way. Oh, and I'm divorced, by the way, for the second one, brother. So again, man, if you're gonna attack me, brother, you gotta come better than that, man. I told you, too little. In every way, form of
you only sound smart to stupid people.
The same way every time. Stop doing it.
You only sound smart to stupid people. Nobody wants you sound smart to stupid people.
First. I sound the smartest to you. I know.
My brother, I'm gonna commend you on raising some strong children.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna commend you on raising some strong children. But let me ground the situation in intellect for a second.
Oh God.
You said you believe in marriage, that the woman cooperates and capitulates to the man and they create a happy and healthy, fruitful union. You said you believe in that. Yet, there is no evidence that your mindset and your way of thinking can produce that. And then you get mad at me for not wanting to use analogies, not wanting to use hyperboles or similes or metaphors or double entendres. I'm using real life.
But the problem, yeah, you're right, Rod. But the problem is, Opulent already started off wrong. He got 2 kids out of wedlock. He got 2 kids outside of wedlock. So he up here trying to school everybody else, but he already started off fucked up. So he out here trying to school the other brother and keep talking about some fucking capitulate. Listen, fam. Listen, brother. Listen, brother. Relax. That's what I'm going to him do.
To indict your way of thinking and say, hey, your way of thinking led you to divorce. Yet you believe in man and woman being married and having. I don't understand. And because I don't understand, I'm going to yield the floor to you, because I believe that you lack the rudimentary comprehension skills it takes to keep up with this conversation and progress it. So I'll yield you the floor. But I'm going to, as a black man, I commend you. I'm not saying you can't raise capable children. That wasn't the foundation of my question. The first question I asked is, do you believe in marriage and the woman being cooperative? And you said yes. So then I said, okay, your mindset has you void of the very thing you believe in. Then you went to tell me how successful I am and how successful I ain't, which is asinine, because you have no idea of that, which lets me know, and everybody watching, you just say anything, use sound effects and all this bombastic language to feel like you're winning. I'm not trying to win. I'm trying to dispel the fallacies and the chimerical relationships people have with the mindset of a man and a woman so that they can pair bond and coalesce in harmony. You're trying to win.
Sir, you the last person that anybody need to listen to. You already got kids outside of wedlock. You out here talking about the commingling, nigga. You were one of the ones that was part of the problem. Out here creating children out of wedlock, brother. But hey, do your thing, bro. If you got yourself together, you got married, you had your children, and you creating this whole nuclear family, do your thing, bro.
In an argument, I'm trying to win our people. Separately, we can't win. Separately, it's only when we coalesce. And if you use divisive language, we all lose. So you're trying to win an argument. I'm trying to save our people. We have two different purposes, my brother.
Okay, great. Okay, so again, brother, you keep assaulting, insulting, attacking.
If the truth is insulting, then that means you're a lover of lies.
Well, brother, okay, again, my intelligence and my ability to comprehend what you're saying, and again, that's why.
Well, it's evident you haven't comprehended. Now, I don't know if you want me to use like slang and shit like that, but I could. I'd rather not.
This is where it goes off the rails, because you got this so-called masculine man that he's trying to portray himself as, who can't let the other person talk without him having to interject immediately. So he's masking himself as a masculine man, but he's not a masculine man.
You finish interjecting? You finish interrupting?
Let him land. He let you land, brother.
So yeah, so again, man, listen. That's why I repeat what you said before I say what you said, to let you know that I listened and I comprehended, and I directly address it. Okay. So just because I believe in marriage, okay, doesn't mean I have to fucking participate in it. That don't mean I gotta participate in it. Okay. That's I believe in employment. I'm not employed right now. I don't have to be. I don't need to be. So am I in a fallacy and delusional and la because I don't have a job? No, I'm not. Hold on, brother. Sure, go ahead, man.
So the difference is, and I still commend you, I built my wealth from my brain. I'm a leader. You were in the armed services. You're a follower. You can get a VA loan and get all kind of shit to help you. You're a follower.
This nigga said, I built my wealth from my brain. Sir, I don't give a fuck what you say. You had help along the way. You had some sort of help along the way. You learned something from somebody. You're not fucking Elon Musk. You're not a you're not a Jeff Bezos. You're none of that. You learned the information from somebody and you implemented the blueprint in order to get you to where you say that you are today. I'm not finna do this with you, dog. I'm not finna do this. I'm not finna do this with you.
The Army and armed services is full of followers. They get told what the fuck to do for years and years until they can retire with a check. What I built from my own astuteness, my own aplomness. We are not the same. I didn't have government help. So therefore, I don't expect you.
Yeah, exactly. He literally just insulted the military. The very military that protect his goofy ass. The very military where people, went over there to serve their lives, to serve their country, do the things that they needed to do to get things done. Now, mind you, a lot of people didn't go to war, but some people did get deployed over to Iraq. I'm one of those individuals that was able to get deployed to Iraq, right? Sir, relax. All of that bullshit that you talking, you pretty much killed them when you said that you was a fuck boy in the beginning. Then you was at the gas station, then you realized that you were no longer a fuck boy. Sir, no, stop.
To understand the way I think. Stop. I'm not gonna waste anything you got to say after this. I'm not gonna waste any more time on you, because bees don't waste their time convincing flies that honey tastes better than shit. So go ahead.
Like I'm looking at shit right now. So listen to what I'm saying, brother. Listen, you can't insult me for doing a job and working a job, which you allegedly. And again, brother, you bring us success up every time. So I just beat you to the punch because I know you was gonna do it. Okay, allegedly, brother. Again, you're just this so successful self-made nigga, which we know don't exist. Okay, you have some help from somewhere, and the white man at some point in time, be it a business loan, be it fucking something, you're not self-made, nigga. You're not. It's a fucking balance.
Are you saying that people can't be self-made?
You have no
He let you land every time.
There's nobody out here that's self-made. I don't care who you think you are, who you think or who you claim you want to be. There's nobody out here that's self-made. You've learned the things that you learned from somebody. You learn how to operate the business, learn how to operate your business, or how to set the blueprint for your business. You learn that from somebody. You didn't learn that from yourself. There's always a blueprint out here. There's always somebody who done it before you. Your way of thinking is not something, this genius thing that you just thought of. Somebody already thought of it before. Cut it out, bro. Stop.
All your lame shit you say and not say a word, and you gotta just say something, bro.
What's up, Christian?
Your Napoleon complex is kicking in. Calm down, brother. I understand. Now,
Exactly.
You can't job shame me, brother, for beating the system and using the system to my advantage. You're right.
Exactly.
I got a VA loan. When did you get your first house, brother? Huh? I use it to my full advantage.
20 years.
Right? And like you said, now I don't have to work a job.
Shout out to you.
I don't. And you don't know how much money I have. You're limiting me to the job I used to have. You don't know what investments I have.
Exactly.
You don't know anything other than what I used to do. And you seeing me on YouTube, brother. So you trying to put me in your little box, like your little body and your little mind, is where you fucking up. Okay? Because I know way more about you than you know about me, because all you talk about is what you allegedly got. I ain't got to do that. Me, myself, nigga, just showing up. Self-evident, bro. I ain't got to brag and boast and whatever and claim some shit. Hey, only reason I bring up the military shit is because you and niggas like you try to use it against me. Oh, and as far as the follower thing goes, right? Some of the greatest followers you talked about, guess what they became? President of the United States. Ali, is the president of the United States a follower? Is the president of the United States a follower, or is he the most powerful fucking man on the planet? Talking about again, weak niggas, weak mindsets, a lot of fucking wannabe boisterous bullshit that has a limited fucking scope of life, experience, and a false motherfucking identity of being that nigga when he just a little nigga.
All right, I'll make this brief. One.
And you lied. You said you were done. No. You said you were done, but go make this brief. I ain't gonna liar. You said you were done.
Liar! You're a liar! You're a liar!
Yeah, he did. He did say that he was gonna stop. He wasn't gonna reply no more. But yet here we go again. He responded. He said he wasn't.
Oh my God! Not even a man of your words. I don't know how you gonna be a king and all this man shit, and you gotta say something. You say you ain't gonna say nothing else. I'm done.
I'll make this brief. Bragging about living in the slums ain't shit. You didn't need to go to the army to live in that raggedy ass shoebox you call a home. I'm gonna just start there. And I know you don't have any money because I'm around money. Money carries an energy. You're avoided that. You still wearing a YN hairstyle and you damn near 50 years old. I've never seen you with a shirt on that was ironed. Money carries an energy that you're void of. So you can sit here with this bum back. People, man, you so far off. You're so far off. It's crazy. You can't even pretend to be affluent. Oh, shit. Like you don't even have the demeanor of anyone that's halfway influent. And it's embarrassing because I love Black people. And I love you too. You're just ignorant. You're just ignorant. So because you depend, and you did beat the system, and I commend anybody that beat the system, but you stopped there. You stopped there. You in a town no one even desires to fucking live in a raggedy ass motherfucking house with runny pipes talking about you got money. People with money first secure proper living arrangements. So I know you don't have any money. Secondly, you couldn't go out and get a loan from a bank or anything because of how you present yourself. You have to dress how you want to be addressed. Like I said, you damn near 50 years old, still wearing a hairstyle of a young nigga. You're too infantile, immature, and bombastic. So everything you said is empty and hollow. We can go dollar for dollar. We can go CPA for CPA. We can go acre for acre, and I'm in California, my nigga, where acres cost. I'm in California.
Yeah, you right, man. Making money is me, man. 10 years, man, you're gonna have matching Benzes. 10 years? Thinking more like 10 days, man. 10 days.
I can buy your house by selling my bathroom.
Oh, shit, oh, shit, oh, shit.
And again, I didn't get a business loan yet because I need when I play the slow game. I want to own and run everything I do. I play the slow game. And you're right, I didn't come from nothing. I didn't have a father, but I made a lot out of myself. And I sit on my my crown on my head and on my throne as a king. And I am.
You know who he sound like? He sound like Big Rick the Ruler. He sound like Big Rick the Ruler. He sound like Big Rick the Ruler. Every single time they start to lose a debate or an argument in regards to what they're talking about, they instantly go to the things that they have that nobody asked about at all. They instantly dive into, well, you know, I got this, I got that, I got this, that people love me, this, that, and third. I gotta pay. Bruh, that lets me know that little person inside you has been damaged a little bit. That lets me know you got hurt a little bit. That lets me know, you know what I'm saying, that touched your spirit a little bit, that monkey on your back, because you got to let everybody know what's going on in your life and how great your life is. If your life is really great, I don't need to explain to you how great my life actually is. You can just let people just say what they want to say. Like, that's what's up, big dog. I appreciate you. I'm glad you think that. That's what's up. And you just laugh at it and keep on moving. And right, Christina, nor does anybody care. And so why the fuck do I need to explain to you how my life is and what the things I needed to do and what investments I made? That's crazy work.
Married to a woman that's 5'5", built like a motherfucking waterfall, that got her own job and is cooperative. Nigga.
So, at least I'm a girl. At least I'm a girl. And I'm not gay. I'm grown. I'm not gay. I'm grown. Stop beating your chest. You're making a radio.
What? Yeah. Man, look at, man, hell no.
Had you been practicing on your art, you know your way in the dark. Silence. Silence.
That shit crazy, bro. I'm talking about he big pissed. He big pissed in this situation, bro. Why you letting him get off your square, bro? Why you letting him get out? Why you let Mr. Fantastic get you off your square? You doing all of it. You doing all of this. You doing the power poses and shit. You doing all of this. You know what I'm saying? We know about this. You doing all of this and all of this shit right here. But you showing who you are every time you respond. You showing who you are, dog. You masking. Come on, fam. Come on, fam. You masking yourself. You stepping out of frame, big dog. I don't care for the thesaurus words. I don't. This is YouTube, bro. This is YouTube. Don't nobody care for all that intelligent shit. Let's be 110% clear. Most people can't even read past the 3rd grade level. So the big words, that's cool. Do your thing. That's for you. That's your own thing. Do your thing. I'm not saying that I'm not intelligent, but I don't care for it because they ain't got nothing to do with me. I care about reaching the people, right? So therefore, I'm going to speak the language of the people. I'm not going to sit here and I'm going to capitulate and do it. Listen, bro, that's for your own. That's for you. That's for you because you want to prove that you have become something better because you were raised without a father in your life and you want to raise that you did really well. Phenomenal. But that ain't it. That ain't it, fam. That ain't it. That ain't it, bro. You just show who you truly are in this situation, and the fact that this man, Mr. Fantastic, and got you off your entire square, and you can see it on your face and how you behaving. It's wild. But hey, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm. Make sure you hit the bell notification. If you want to support the channel, be sure to tap into the super chats. Also, like I said before, make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned in the comments. Like I said, I will be posting the video in regards to what I'm doing because I will be I'm in the process of trying to purchase my firstborn business. I've been looking at biz by sale right now, looking at different businesses that's, looking to sell. But there's a lot of things going on. It's a lot of work going on. I will be, like I said, I will be documenting and I will be posting it in the Patreon as well. So yeah. So tonight was dope, man. I gotta cut tonight short, man. I got some things I gotta do. I'm actually a little bit over time. Listen, make sure you share this live. Make sure you like the live. Again, support the platform. Tap into the platform as well. Yeah, I think that's all I got. Make sure you're here on Tuesday for Banter and Barter Show with the panel with my guy Macaroni Tony, Ashley, Marcus, Courtney, my guy Unbiased Raw. We're gonna be kicking it up. Make sure you're here 7:05 p.m. MST time on Tuesday night. So make sure if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe so you can hit the notification. So you'll get the notification when we go live. All right. So till next time, my good people, I will holler.